Hello, and welcome to Anfield Road TV. Kev, lad, what a result that was then. And we haven't even played. So, happy. I'm happy.
What result is that?
Don't know.
The Irish game. Oh, yeah, we won.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant. We did, we brilliant. Yeah, we won. Did the old Triple Crown and all that. It was all good.
There we
What
go.
game you want about?
Just saying West Ham. West Ham.
The bubbly ones.
Chat. How are we? 8 points cleared at the minute. Long way to go. But tell you, if any West Ham fans tune in tonight, have a wonderful evening. I hope you have the best weekend of the season. You fully deserve it. And what a result that was then. And who would have thought that was a couple of very good draws over the last couple of weeks, isn't it? It helped. It made us go. But chat, let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you haven't already done so, make sure you do hit that subscribe button down below. Obviously, make sure you do head over to Kev's socials and everything. All the links are in the description. Follow Kev on TikTok and everything. What's your at? Is it Spider LFC on
Spider. You can find me everywhere at Spider or Spider LFC, really. Or if worse, just Irish Spider guy. That's where you find me a lot of places as well. So.
There we go, Chas. I don't know. You bloody need to move that camera down. Kev, confidence boost. Chat's already alluding to it. Is it Fabian saying is Bowen a Liverpool fan? Hopefully, maybe after this. But have Arsenal got to stay a bit humble? Have they? I don't know.
It's maybe. Look, it's their first game losing all season at home as well. So, the pinch is finally all that talk of them in the last few weeks, but at least we never lost at home. Well, they're on the same amount of losses as us now at home. But they're not on the same amount of losses as us all season. Which is just that one back then in September. So we'll take that. City tomorrow. You don't know what kind of City you're going to turn up, but look, if I'm going on how I've been watching City play all season, the only thing that I can say is City turn up for the first 25 to 30 minutes of a game and then they completely disappear. Like, they don't push anymore, they don't do it, they just pass and have control, and it's like that they mentally and physically just can't do it for themselves, and they get turned over pretty much on counter-attacks. So it's nuts, man. We'll see what it's like, because we haven't won at the Etihad for quite a while, but now, as you say, less pressure now going into this game due to the fact of what happened, today with Arsenal. But I mean, as we say, just concentrate on our own games.
Yeah, Charlie, let us know your thoughts. It's what it has on the other foot as well. Kev, in Reds, if we can very much get a 3 points tomorrow, it just gives, not just as you alluded to there, Kev, and Reds, it's the kick in the teeth really to obviously that Arsenal side really. That would have been very demoralising. Would have been very abject. They'll be going into the dressing room and they'll be fuming. But Kev, let's not beat around the bush. And Liverpool fans, this is the Arsenal team that we've watched for the last 3, 4, 5 years. Yeah, they haven't got that mentality, mate. I know they haven't to go, but
and they're younger than our team as well. They're fairly. I know we're adding a few young heads into the team, but they're younger than our side as well. And look. I think Lewis Skelly a few weeks ago was probably lucky to get these cards rescinded slightly, but it definitely was a red card for me. I think it's the same type of red cards that should have been seen on that tackle against Mo Salah a few weeks back against Aston Villa. There was at Aston Villa that time with Bailey going through on goal. It's just, for me, that's a red card all day, and I think more so they should be given, because I think defenders are seeing now that they can take players down like that when they're going through on goal, but because they're not aiming their bodies towards the goal, they're counting it as not being a goal scoring opportunity. But a professional footballer, I've watched Mo Salah go to the corner flag and curl one in from the corner flag because there's no goalkeeper in the goal. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It's taken away from the skill of the players themselves. If the referee decides I don't believe it, you were looking towards, I could, like, if he was Bobby Firmino, that ball's going in the net without even looking. You know what I mean? So that's just the way it is. But look, City tomorrow. Also, lads, in saying that,
we'll just quickly have a little look at the stats as well in terms of the game. So in terms of the Arsenal this afternoon, saying that 1.23 expected goals to West Ham's 1.2. 0 as well. So it wasn't like a. There's no way they only had one big chance in the whole game. Arsenal.
They did. That was that was in the first few minutes. Calafiori, and I don't even think was that on target. It was a long strike anyway, but they didn't get anything on target, as I saw. Yeah, two was it?
Two shots on target in the whole.
Yeah,
that's
poor.
Man,
but even the lads were saying it on the commentary there when I was watching it. They said that like Arsenal rode this title race. If anybody thinks that they can do it without a forward line that can score goals, they're sadly mistaken. So that'll even be a kick in the teeth to him as well. There, but look, that's the big thing for us as we get through City and Newcastle this week, and we've only 4 games in the entire month of March. We've got a big gap from. Well, we haven't. It's not a big gap. It was a big gap, but no, it's not. It's 4 days less. But Newcastle to PSG, right, which is over a week or so, just around a week or so, I should say. Then you've got Southampton and the weekend in between, going back to PSG again, which is probably the perfect game to get. Either side, in between, playing PSG, and then after that directly it's Newcastle again in the Carabao Cup final. But then after that, we don't have another game again until April 2nd. Like there's only one game in the whole month next month for us in the league. Whereas all of these other teams are all playing FA Cups, they're playing Champions League, they're playing Europa Leagues, they're playing a couple of league games, and we're not. So it's 4 games. So yeah.
Not too bad. Did you see that one that Matthias put there?
What's that? I'm pretty sure if you look up next just on the battle jobs, there's a picture of the Emirates Stadium. Yeah.
True there, Matthias. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're all well, chat. If you haven't already done so, make sure you do drop a like on the video. Massively helps out, especially with me being busy over the last couple of months as well. Much appreciated. Anyone that tunes in, supports on Anfield Index and supports Kev's channel as well. Much appreciated, everyone, as always. But yeah, Matthias, Arsenal being Arsenal as always. Make sure you do head over to the Dugout Football channel as well. Nice one there, Mark. Yeah, we just need. Thing is, though, Mark, like it's we've been away to Aston Villa, been away to Everton, going away to Manchester City, and I know the lads have already said in the chat tonight, even a draw against City tomorrow isn't a bad point because it's Man City. Yes, you can speak about obviously how poor they've been this season, but you're going towards the home of the champions, really, from last season. Like, regardless, they'll be wanting to very much derail Liverpool's title challenge, really, Kev. Like,
yeah.
Tomorrow, I don't. How do you deal with that? But for me, I personally, if I'm in that dressing room, I think all of us, I want to go there and get 3 points. And that's one of the most difficult things that Liverpool have struggled in recent years, especially competing with Manchester City head to head. We know the titles have been won and lost by a point or 2 or 3. Like, these are the games that matter, really. Like, obviously, City aren't in contention, but in terms of what we want to do with Arsenal, if we can go to City tomorrow and win, it makes life a lot more, not easier because there's plenty of games to go, but it's a big hurdle for this team for me, mate. I feel. Yeah,
no, it is, but at the same time, City aren't a team that do low block and then try to catch us on the counter. They're a team that like to control and press, and that'll only suit Liverpool on the counter attack against a team like. So how many times have we done them in recent past when they were at their best on the counter attack? Let alone to say that they're not on the ball at all. But they'll always try and play the City way, in the attacking way, even if their bodies aren't letting them do it as much lately. But I can only see gaps opening up for us on the counter attack against them. And I'm not saying we're going to sit back because we don't. We'll try and control the game as well. But the good thing about Arne Slot is that he knows how to play against City a bit now. He did it a few times throughout the season where he played this kind of formation against teams that like to attack you, and that's waiting on the lap of pass inside Szoboszlai or Gravenberch and back outside to like some more Salah or Cody Gakpo or whatever. And I'm just saying we can take them pretty much easily on the counter attack if given. But as you say, it's not the worst result in the world if we do go there and City do turn up and we get a draw. It isn't. It's just, we go 9 points clear then with, a game more played, which means that's down to 6 points.
With Arsenal still to come.
With Arsenal still to come, and that's the best possible position to be in. But no, I'd rather say, let's go there and let's get these 11 points clear and then worry about the other games. And if we get to a certain amount of points clear by the time we get to Chelsea or something, or like Arsenal's tough period is coming up now. We thought that West Ham was going to be bad, but their period, they've got like Forest next, is it, away?
And they've got
yeah.
So it's going to be mad chat, and Kev, I think we're all make sure you all tune into our field indexes. We all will be there. We will be there if we get all 3 points, chat, because it's going to be. I'd say I'm already smiling now, but we'll all be on cloud nine of a couple of goals flying tomorrow for us, and especially against City. It's just the year of belief that will utter through everyone, Kev, and chat or using the comments, wherever you're watching, the away fans as well. It will be, for me, a building of emotion, a positive emotion, because I think now it's like, if you're a player, it's like tonight, Kev, I know the professional footballers, they say, oh, we don't watch the matches. The lads would have been watching or seeing the highlights tonight, watching a game or whatnot. Obviously, they won't let that affect them because they've done so well already this season. But it just gives them an extra spring in the boot, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I seen the interview this morning with Virgil van Dijk and Jamie Redknapp.
Yeah,
I watched that, and he just said he's excited. Look, he's not talking about the future of leave, and he's not going to say that. He just said that they've been talking a long time, and I think they're just going to get to the best possible outcome for him. Whilst not raising the wages too much and costing the club too much. So I think he wants to see the same with Salah. I think they just want to see longevity, or at the fact that I still believe that they've already sorted these contracts, but they're not going to do anything until Trent decides to leave, and it'll kind of cushion the blow. That's more of a possibility than anything else. But look, City tomorrow. We have money on the wire. Let's go and win there and get that record down to how many games was it since you won at City, or the last one?
Yeah, there we go. That memory in Europe still sticks into the back of my mind, Kevin. Chat, I don't know what you feel. That Champions League night, both of us were at our full pomp then.
Yeah.
But the fact that they only recently won the Champions League, which is quite staggering considering they've won 6 out of the last 7 Premier Leagues, but yet still struggled in Europe. That's where everyone goes, oh, City, like, they've won all the league. But you counteract that point and go, oh, hang on, if you swap that, then why was Pep so poor in Europe? And why were Liverpool missing out by 1 or 2 points? So it's 50-50. You'll look back on this year and go, yes, City. But you'll probably caveat that with looking at their European success and go, what? Like, that was meant to be City's best ever, City's best ever teams anyway. But
tainted a bit.
Yeah,
outside the league is tainted a bit, yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out in about 12 months anyway. Whatever happens anyway. And it might look in a year or so time that Jurgen Klopp might be sat in Spain on his Lilo or whatever, and he might get a couple of Champions League medals. You never know. And that Jurgen Klopp era might look a bit more better than that. It was already amazing, but it looked even better.
Do you mean Premier League medals?
Oh, you never know. Whatever happens.
Yeah. I thought you were saying Champions. I thought you Champions League. I was going, no, Premier League.
No, not with Daddy Perez in charge anyway. You're in Europe, so there we go. Yeah. So, scrap through all these as well. No Cresswell, top scouser as well. Go ahead, Cal. Cresswell, absolute legend. Everyone is. It's how are we there, bud? Just need ground will be buzzing. It will be, Doug. Certainly will be. Arsenal have arguably one of the best defences in midfield in the Premier League, but their attack is a smoking ruin. It's absolute fraud watch in terms of the Odegaard. Like, for me, I love him as a player, but this season, you've got him and Declan Rice in midfield, and games like today, and games like you bring your big players in. And for me, Kev, a player of Odegaard's level should be a lot more consistent than he actually is, really. You look at him in that team, he should be doing what Salah's doing. He should be one of the best players in European football. He's a good player, but he's not the best best attacking midfielder in European football. Maybe when he's playing at a consistent level, but for me, not just this season, but even the last couple of seasons as well, he's too hot and cold, really, for me. Hence why Real Madrid let him go, really, if I'm being honest.
I'll be honest with you, I think Odegaard slats into our team fairly well. But on that right-hand side where Szoboszlai plays, in that free roam, I just think he's playing too deep on that Arsenal at times and expect to do too much. And he's only getting up into the attack when Arsenal are already up there. And because they don't have a good forward line, he's not getting much space. So it's hindering his game as much as anything. But when he's in a side that plays well and he doesn't have to do as much work, he can shine, I think. And, you know, being a Liverpool fan as well, I wouldn't say no to him coming in and boosting our squad if it ever got the opportunity. But just because of what he can do with a better team. You know, he was at Real Madrid, but he was only a kid. You know, he was only given a couple of opportunities there.
He should be doing it now for Arsenal, though.
He should be. No, but he's doing what I say, but what I see him picking up the ball is way too deep. And even at times when he does receive the ball, it's way too late. Or somebody's already bypassed it and playing it back to him. He's receiving the ball as he's ticky-tacking it across the edge behind him. I don't want to defend him because he is hot and cold, as you say. But I just think in a better side where he's left more forward without so much responsibility, I think he's much better.
But in this Liverpool system, if he was in, you'd need to do the defensive side of his game. Look at Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott's going to be gone in the summer.
Arsenal don't seem to defend as a unit, though. That's the difference. Arsenal kind of get back and
they play about 7 defenders, lot.
Yeah, I know, but I don't mean as with the what do you mean 7 defenders?
You play like 5 or 6 across the back anyway, Arsenal.
No, well,
Timber.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's different. They're just defending. They don't have any other players to play in positions though. Yeah. That's why they're all there. So that's the only difference. But my point is the way Liverpool play as a defensive unit, they get back in a block, but they don't get too far back, and then lads are waiting to counter going forward. The thing is, for me, Odegaard is attacking too late. Or if he is getting into space, there's nobody with him to give him a 1-2 up the pitch or whatever. He seems to be the one that has to start everything. So I'll give him that back up. But outside of that, yeah, he hasn't. He's not. He's not been the best. Yeah, in comparison to the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, big up.
Plus, he owes us a penalty.
Yeah, oh yeah, Hambo, sound like Goodison. Don't get some starters on today. How did he? Like, it was great because both of them dropped points, but
yeah.
I suppose if Ashley Young hadn't spent the last 20 years
diving,
that's what I said.
Yeah,
so
because he got hit by Maguire, he was going over. He got pulled twice by De Ligt, and then as he went over, he decides to go, I'll throw up my leg because it's the Ashley Young thing to do, and it ended up costing him a penalty. I'm like, why did you just stick your leg out? Made no sense.
Madness. Chat, let us know. Do you think that was a penalty in the United one? We didn't want any of them to win anyway. Sadly, they both couldn't lose. Matthias, any updates on Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne? We know, obviously, Haaland was rested in the second leg. I just find that baffling, really, if I'm being honest. But I think Pep knew the writing was on the wall because, Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe, what a phenomenal second leg he had. It's great to see Kylian Mbappe come back into the form in which he has shown over the years. Obviously, the beginning of his Real Madrid career was very difficult. I think in terms of getting him, Mbappe, Bellingham, Rodrigo. For me, Rodrigo is one of the best players in world football. I've said this for many of the years. He's obviously just doesn't get the spotlight that the likes of Vinny and obviously Benzema at the time as well, like when he was playing for Real Madrid. But I think he's a top player, and I think if Salah is to go, I think I'd go 120, 150 odd million for him. But we know we'll probably go for a much cheaper option than that. But obviously, Gakpo, very 50-50 at the minute, Matthias. But I think for everyone going into this, I think obviously with the Arne Slot press conference yesterday, very hit and miss. It's not 100%. Probably will start on the bench, Matthias. If he is in the squad, he'll be on the bench, really. I'd like to see Jack get your starting 11s in for the City game tomorrow. I want to be seeing Jota through the middle, Diaz off the left, and Salah on the right. Really, Nunez if he wants to play centre half for Man City, maybe. I don't know, especially if he misses another open goal. Kev, what's your forward line for who would you like?
I don't know. I don't know if Gakpo's back. Is Gakpo back?
No, he's very 50-50.
50-50. So then, I'd call the same. So I'd have Jota, but Jota was poor, man.
No.
In the last, he was poor in the last game, and he missed more chances than Nunez as well. Poor Nunez gets a bad rap. I know he had an easy miss in that one, but he was 10 seconds on the pitch. He wasn't up. He wasn't up to speed. He was literally after walking on the pitch, and then straight afterwards he had a couple of chances. But Jota's misses, man, after being on the
Like
pitch
even
that long.
Yeah, and even I know just mentioned Nunez, but as you said there, bud, spot on.
Yeah,
And we all seen that game. It was that first half chance that Jota had.
yeah,
Like you'd put your mortgage on at least Jota scoring that. Like that. Well, we're not blessed for an Isaac up front, are we? At the minute,
yeah.
many of the red out there grew up on a generation of watching Ian Rush, the Keegans, the Dalglishers, the Torreses, the Fowlers, the Owens, like proper elite level finishes, really.
Mm.
We need one of them, Kev, if I'm being honest, going into next summer. But
Yeah, 100%.
But
No,
at the minute,
for me, I think he's gone at the end of the season. I think we're going to replace him anyway. I think he's long gone. My only point is that the amount of stick he's getting for that one miss compared to other lads missing 2 or 3 in the one game is I think is a bit unfair. But look, if he's going to go, he's going to go. There's no point in slating the lad before he goes, because we're not that kind of fan base. So
there's plenty of fixtures along the way, and if he scores a Champions League winner, like I say, Divock Origi, he'll be loved by every Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
He still is loved at Liverpool, but I think sometimes he doesn't help himself. And especially the most thing that done my head in, and it done Arne Slot's head in, was the lack of pressing. It wasn't just a lack of pressing from Nunez against the other lads at the weekend. It was the game before as well against Everton. When he come on, he wasn't pressing. And that's why everyone was going, obviously, you look at the Everton goal, everyone goes, oh, he's a striker, he shouldn't be defending. No, if Liverpool want to be winning the league title, everyone needs to be contributing. And that's probably one of the most frustrating things for Arne Slot and for others. When Nunez come on the pitch, he let that, as you said there, Kev, he let that get to him. And as an elite level professional in sport or any business or whatever, you need to be. Yeah. Obviously, you'll have your dips in certain points, but for what you've been brought in to do, just try and be a bit more professional about it, really. I don't know. It's one of them. City, Jav's gone with 3-1. What are you looking at there, lad? Obviously, you know.
No. I'm looking everywhere but myself.
Yeah. Ready, Alan said, wouldn't even go to this. There we go. Oh, big up there, Doug. How are we, lad? 29 months, Doug. You absolute bloody legend, lad. Much appreciated. Miles Skelly, red card. Miles Skelly, more red cards and goals this season. Stay humble, yeah. Absolutely buzzing. You'd like to hope it would be buzzing on Wednesday, Doug. It's been absolutely horrendous by all my mates, and obviously, Kev, you been a couple of times this season. I'm hoping it is, mate, but the situation at Liverpool have got themselves in at the minute in regards to the ticketing, that's a whole nother 10-hour episode on this channel, mate. Like, it's an absolute disgrace, Kev, the ticketing situation. Like, you've got Manchester United fans turning up for Liverpool games. Like, I'm sorry, what are you doing? Like they're doing TikToks on the halfway line. Like, have you seen that video?
No.
I'll show you it later. But you've got fans turning up in Manchester United flip-flops this season already. You've got everything going on in Anfield anyway, but it's one of them. I'll show you the video and you'll laugh at it. Have you seen that TikTok? It went viral anyway.
What is it? Manchester United flip-flops?
Do Manchester United Anfield. It's some fella with his missus anyway, but she's a Manchester United fan. And
I've just typed in flip-flops, is it?
No. That was the whole different thing.
What is that? So Manchester United, Anfield. What? I have to look this up, lad. Sorry.
No, I'll show you it later, lad. Stay on the schedule.
Okay.
City of Ruin. Yeah, there we go. Proper title race. There we go. It's have an Arsenal. Money Room Football, no caps as well. Arsenal, big up there, Andrew. Stay humble. Yeah, there we go. City, Callum's gone big. Fernandez, tell you what, he's had a very good season as well. Arsenal, there we go. K-Mac, how are we, lads? K-Mac, I'll drop you the invite, lad. Hang on, baby, one sec. Actually, share that link with K-Mac if you can, lad. You on Twitter? You went on Twitter before, yeah?
Me?
You sent K-Mac?
I can. Have I got K-Mac on Twitter?
Yeah, I think you have.
I think I might have. Let me see.
Big up there, Mint. Aldo, there we go. Another great forward for Liverpool, mate. What a forward he was. So important for Liverpool. Big up there, chat as well. If you haven't already done so, do drop a like on the video as well, everyone. Massively helps out. And if you are new, hit that subscribe button. Today's episode is brought to you by West Ham. Nice one, fellas. Yeah, there we go. If Carlsberg could do weekends, let's hope Liverpool get 3 points. Lee, how are we, lads? No, you'll be absolutely flying tonight, lads. You'll be made up with that result. I know you will, bud. But yeah, whatever it was, an absolute big result that was. Yeah, it's going to be a big summer, Mark. I think for a lot of them, and Arnie Slot's already been on record over the last couple of days, anyway, of speaking. Obviously, the interview done like 2 weeks ago with Gary Lineker, and obviously in the press conference, done a couple of interviews with Sky Sports as well over the last couple of days on their channel. Check them out anyway on Sky Sports' YouTube channel. And he's been on record countless times to say, like, yeah, there's going to be a big summer for Liverpool. I know all of us go, we've heard that for the last 5 seasons. We're not going to spend money. But the big summer come last year, of course it did, in terms of bringing McAllister in, Gravenberch, Endo, and those lads. But well done. Right now, if we do win the league this season, strengthen when you're on top. Don't be waiting another 4 or 5 years where the players have deteriorated in terms of injuries, of age and quality. And then City have just spent another 500 million, and then they're winning 4 league titles in a row as well. So you know what you need to do, Liverpool, especially when you've got the elite level players we have, and you've got the manager that Liverpool do currently have as well. If he does continue the upward trajectory, really, in terms of what he showed, and that will go for Liverpool, then so yeah, special manager, deserves special players as well. I have to shoot between Nunez. Yeah, I'll tell you what. How much is a sheer free agent? So I say a couple of Premier League clubs could do with a proper striker. Certainly Arsenal this afternoon as well. Big up there, K-Mac as well. It's ridiculous.
Will they stick the link in here, Jack? Because I can't see K-Mac because he said stick it in the chat.
Oh yeah, that'll do. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, K-Mac, just join that. Apologies. No one else join that if you can. Nice one there, chat. Big up there, chat. I love Nunez just from Matthias, but it's something. It's difficult, mate. It is difficult, really. I think the pressure's very much of being a footballer. We could only dream of being footballers anyway. Just give us a thumbs up when you're ready, lad. Next one. Nice. K-Mac is joining. How are we, lads?
I'm great. How you doing, boys?
Are you buzzing off that? I know you'll be flying
Arsenal
off that.
Arsenal Jabbo.
Thoughts on I'm guessing you've seen a couple of highlights, or
I was out with the wife having drinky poos and some food, and it's been a great weekend.
Yeah. So now, chat, obviously, nice one there, Mark. Make sure you do head over to K-Mac's channel. You know who he is, but if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do click that link.
Jack, great analysis on Anfield Index, mate.
Oh, nice one, lad. I'm
it's
enjoying
it. It's one of my go-tos. It has been for years. Yeah. Dave Hendricks cracks me up like.
All right, Dave's a legend.
Yeah,
no, I appreciate Dave, but as I said to you and Kevin, for everyone that supports me over the years, lads.
Yeah, I'm a member. I've been a member for years. Like I've been Index, I'm proud.
Yeah, so I appreciate obviously the support from everyone, but anyone that's tuned into my content as well over the years, and everyone that's went over as well. But yeah, cracking stuff over there. Not just on my watch longs as well. Everyone, if you haven't already subscribed, head over to Anfield Index as well. Been going for 14 years.
It's good to have Jags back as well. He's been missing for a while.
Yeah, been good, miss. Been good. Thoughts going into tomorrow's game, K-Mac?
I think we're gonna stop the rot. I did write in the chat there. That's a wild stat, but we conceded 5 goals and 6 shots on goal.
Yeah,
recently. No. Just recently. It's mad. It's like every shot on goal goes in at the moment. So we need to just get a clean sheet. Like,
would you put Keller in? I don't know, lads. Would you?
I don't know. I think Keller's gone. So Ali's going to get me.
I suppose the data.
I'm not having the Keller debate anymore. I kind of stuck my stake in and died on that hill.
But obviously, Mavrashvili coming in the summer. But I suppose, as you said, that statistic. So yeah, if Ali lets in another 5 shots and 5 goals from 6 games, I don't know.
I mean, if you watch those Villa goals go in, they don't paint him in a good light. Like he's He's flapping at the near post for both of them. Like,
I suppose there's a bit of nervousness around the place in terms of the Liverpool team, Kev. It's in terms of your starting 11 as well. Obviously, we don't anticipate. Obviously, I think Arne Slot was already speaking this week. He's saying that it's disappointing that Bradley's injured. If we're all being honest, I think him given that competition, we've got Gomez injured as well. So
no, there's nothing on the right.
Yeah, what do you think, Kev? Quincy right back possibly? Because it could be a very busy old afternoon for Liverpool down that right-hand side of our defence if we don't get that, especially with obviously Marmoush. If Haaland's on the bench, obviously Marmoush will probably anticipate to play through the middle. Or if it's a Haaland-Marmoush partnership, obviously Marmoush probably play off the left as well as he has done for Frankfurt as well, mate. So I'd say I'm not looking forward to that battle, Kev. Have you seen much of Marmoush, Kev? Or
I watched little bits and pieces of him, especially in Germany as well. But he's a good player. You have to watch him like a hawk. But he has to get the ball to be able to do stuff with it, and that's what we have to stop. And I think it's a really important game for Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, and McAllister to cut out that ball going forward as much as possible, regardless of the lads in the defence. I think they're going to have to work hard tomorrow.
I think we need to get Gravenberch back in the game. He's been non-existent. The last 3 games he's had less than 40 touches. Yeah. Really not. Like, if you look at the other games where he's been heavily involved, he's looking at 65 to 70 touches, and his passing's been a bit lower. Teams have been boxing him in. I hate to say it, but David Moyes has given people a bit of a blueprint how to nullify Gravenberch, which is not good, because it was Jose Mourinho that done it for us against us before. Yeah. But we need to get Gravenberch involved more. And the thing about it as well is, I think the Curtis Jones playing him as on the left-hand side, I think that was a really good move, because it gave us a lot more chances in that game. A lot of the chances that were created came down the left-hand side. Jota had 5 shots. Nunez obviously had 2 open goals, but it's what it is.
And the main thing is, as K-Max mentioned there, Kev, he's spot on, is with Gravenberch, he's probably a bit fatigued. I don't think any of us want to be put in a situation where we're doing what we've done with Fabinho for 5 years, where we're literally running players. We know Gravenberch, I'm pretty sure, obviously, there's plenty of episodes, and obviously the data, lads, and obviously Anfield Index, the fatigue index as well. Check that out, lads, as well. Great pod where they analyse the fitness levels.
Plugs in sockets, fingers and plugs in sockets. They said for all our players.
Yeah, there we go. So, that's what you got to be careful of, Kevin. In terms of
they're not wrong. They're not wrong, because we're on this kind of 4 to 6 week kind of downer, where we're down 2 steps below where we normally play. We're still controlling games and all that. We're just conceding chances too easily at times. Szoboszlai works hard as well in that pitch. I have to give him his dues for that. How often he works hard for us. Gravenberch he is a bit overworked, as KMX said. I think he's better off just playing as the anchor for the next few games, just to get himself back into, rather than kind of putting himself everywhere about. And Maka can go 5 or 6 games, but he's fantastic. But then he can look really, really fatigued in games at certain times. So
I'll ask you both quickly on that one. Is McAllister at this moment in time? Apologies for any. Obviously Jude's playing well, but is he one of the most informed midfielders in European football at the minute, McAllister?
Yeah.
We'll say so. You just have to watch him, though, because he can fatigue. You have to watch him. Yeah.
The issues I've got with McAllister is because Gravenberch can't seem to get the ball in the transition from the defence to the midfield to the attack, which is where he's been really good. Everything's been going through McAllister now, and he's been so heavily involved that he's starting to look tired, because he's having to do a lot of running, because he's also the guy now that seems to be the transition guy from the front to the back. And Gravenberch's getting missed out because he's been stuck in that box. Think about the what you just mentioned then about Gravenberch is, I think the Anfield Index lads touched on this. This is the most games he's ever played in his career.
Yeah,
already, and he's still got another 10, 15 games to go, like depending on how far we go in Europe. Like, so the fatigue thing, probably not so much now, but we have to be careful because he's done like 3,300 minutes.
Yeah.
He's never been in this, and he's never played this position before either. So
yeah.
And that's where, obviously, we'll do everyone will do plenty of transfer shows next season. But yeah, it's a promising position, lads. 8 points cleared, and we haven't even played. Well, the two, like the draws recently as well. Who would have thought decent draws away
just
from
win our own games. I've said this to everyone. Like 7 home games.
Yeah,
win your own games, done.
Yeah.
One of them's Arsenal.
Yeah. Oh. That should be fun. Let's hope you haven't got a striker there. Kev, are you looking forward to that?
I am. I'm over for Newcastle next week. I won't be over in March. I'm away on holidays in April, but I'm trying to get over to one before I go on holidays. And then I'm over for Arsenal and Crystal Palace, last 2 games of the season. So
you should be seeing a guard of honour there, mate. So
yeah. Hopefully that's what I'm thinking. I want to start those guard of honours at Chelsea away. I take that.
And then that's where we've just mentioned with all the minutes played as well. Rotation, could you imagine? Come at the back end of the season, and we are in the Champions League, the latter stages of it. It's going to just spelled so well, really, for us, lads, isn't it?
I really hope so. I mean, PSG.
Yeah.
We couldn't have got away.
They, of course, would not have liked to have seen Liverpool, but it will be an interesting one.
They've improved a lot, lads, but I still think we take them. As long as we start getting back to form a bit to our normality, let's say, I think we take them, because we're only talking about it now because of how kind of dippy Liverpool have been in the last few weeks. But I think, once we're up for those European Anfield nights and we do get PSG, they've improved a lot, but they're still nowhere near the level of Liverpool and Barcelona in the competition, I think. So
I've done a load of shows and that, and everyone's like, I'm going, oh, Liverpool are in a dip. I'm like, Everton away. Last game at Goodison, we were winning till the 98th minute.
True.
That's not a dip. Like, we did our job.
Well, no, I mean, when you look at the speed in which we're passing the ball compared to what I'm not about like results right now. It's just the speed at which we're passing the ball and transitioning the ball in recent weeks has been a lot slower. But that's only, I just think it's that type of, normally we get that in December and January and lose quite a few games in recent seasons. But no, we're not losing, and that's the difference. So we're controlled and we're winning, but for us it's a dip. For everybody else, they're just like, oh, will they ever lose a game? So yeah,
and that's what I hate about it. And then it's like, oh, Aston Villa, you drew to all. Well,
that was a great result.
2 open goals like in the last 10 minutes, and it's Aston Villa away. Like, they've only been beat once, and that was by Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably not going to get beaten today. I know they're losing 1-0, but they probably won't get beat today. But and then you're like, Wolves at home, like. Wolves don't play like a team that are in relegation. Like, they never have. Like, Arsenal won 1-0 at their ground, by the way, and we won 2-1 at their ground. So they are a bit close games.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah,
but we did win.
Yeah,
we win games, and people are like, "Oh, you did shit." We're like, "No, we actually won."
Yeah, it's
we did. That's the thing. We're winning all the games. And even at our worst, even at our dip, let's say, we're drawn. And
that's a couple months ago.
Our dip, we're still getting points.
How exactly.
Is that a dip?
Exactly. to us, it's a dip because how much form we've been on all season. But it is because the rest of the time we've been getting like Arsenal haven't put 3 wins together the whole season, in a row. So we were able to put like 5, 6, 7, 8, not a bother to us. But the minute we have 3 games won and maybe a draw or 2 draws in 4 games, we're like, oh no, it's a dip. But that's a dip to us. But it's not a bad dip. It's keeping us where we are.
I said this on Sam's show yesterday. Like, everyone was like talking about those 2 games. I said the games that annoyed me the most was Man United at home and Fulham at home.
Yeah.
They annoyed me the most because Fulham, we battered them and didn't win, and Man United, we conceded at the end and played it, and Trent had a shit one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're the games that really annoy me because I would class them as 4 points dropped because you're at home. And you're ahead in those games as well.
It's never been a better time to support the Reds, lads, is it?
Oh, mate, it's amazing. I talked about this last season to you, though, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said the new manager that comes in, like, is going to be a revelation. Like, the team's going to go on leaps and bounds. Like, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for next season, by the way.
Yeah.
Embargo comments.
Yeah. If they were interesting,
man, that's like.
Yeah. I think he's had
changes.
Changes. I think even, could you imagine if all 3 lads do go? The money, it'll be disappointing, of course, but I think the money that will be saved, but the money that potentially would get spent, would needed to be spent in terms of replacing Salah, Van Dijk, and I do think there's something in the back of my mind. I think I spoke to you over the years as well, lads, like with Alisson. I do think the fact that we're bringing in Mavrashvili next season, I know everyone's going, he's getting battered in La Liga, but he's playing for the bottom team down there anyway. A save percentage. Yeah, it's absolutely bad. It's crazy, man. But quickly on Mateus is one as well, chat. Get your start 11s in the comment section below. I'll get both lads start 11 for tomorrow. Get your score predictions in as well, everyone.
Andy Robertson got relegated, by the way. So he might be getting bashed down there, but we picked up Andy Robertson when he got relegated.
So did Gini Wijnaldum.
So did he, yeah, exactly. How
good was he?
Yeah, it's the notion, though, lads, isn't it? Like, if they're not an 80-90 million pound player, it's like the modern football fan that lives on like Twitter 24/7. Like, it's like back in the day in the 70s and 80s. Obviously, football was revolutionized really in terms of development, but as you said, Andy Robbo, not saying it could happen again, but it's a lot more harder year after year to really get those signings over.
Like, to me, Andy Robertson was free because Stewart went the other way for 8 million.
Exactly. I mean, our fan base, like, seriously, you really think we're buying an 80 million pound player? Like, seriously.
No. I'd love it.
You do know he's in charge. You do know he's in charge now.
Yeah. So I'm thinking
you're looking at 40 to 60 million max.
Yeah. Cunha is probably the highest.
I think Cunha's the one. I think he's going to be the false 9 or the 10. Definitely.
Yeah. I think he'll be
all the numbers. He scored again today as well, by the way.
Yeah.
He looks a good player.
Release clause, Annie. Like, release clause FC. Like,
yeah.
Get George Schumacher back anyway, just for that one. He loved them anyway. Matthias, a player like Harvey Elliott, that was the second most played player last season. That was because of his dad. His dad was in charge last season.
His dad was in charge.
2,800 minutes, and this season, writing's on the wall, mate. But the thing is, I think I've been watching everyone's, like, a lot of people's videos as well, is everyone said the same thing with him. Like, for me, defensively, he doesn't do enough, and especially what Arne Slot requires, you need to be at least 6'3" in that midfield. Or
he likes pace as well, Arne Slot. He likes players with pace, and if they don't have it, he doesn't like them. Yeah.
I've also got another thing on him as well, which is not great. He doesn't half give the ball away a lot.
Yeah,
he tries. He tries to play the attacking ball all the time. And sometimes you just don't need that.
Yeah.
And he's just not a big lad. Like, we just want big lads. Like, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Macca's like 5'10", 5'11" as well. But the thing is with Macca, he's one of the best ball, as strong as you said. One of the best ball retention midfielders as well, mate. But spot on, mate.
He's clued in. He knows what to do on the pitch. He can see 3 or 4 steps ahead. He knows he knows where to run into spaces. He knows when to turn on the ball. He knows when to release it. The problem with Harvey sometimes is that he can trap it. He can look around and not know what's happening, and then give the ball away. You know?
He's also a South American jock. Like, what do you want?
And his dad couldn't look any more Scouse anyway. There we go.
It wasn't that disproven recently that he wasn't a jock. He's an Irishman.
I don't know.
No, it's Irish. We all thought I thought he was Scottish as well. It just came only literally in the last few weeks. Irish.
It was Gary Lineker's interview that he done with him. You haven't checked it out. Everyone, check it out. It's on there.
Yeah.
He done it like an hour.
Yeah. I knew that. Yeah. So there you go.
I thought it might be a bit Scottish.
Yes, sometimes you wish he played for Chile or something, because then he could represent Ireland with or something instead of Argentina, like, because there's no way you're coaxing a fella like that to Ireland. Anyway,
bit of the Scottish ginger in him anyway.
All the same to me. I think Scottish, Irish, and Welsh are all the same people anyway.
There we go. So, how are we, La? Good to see you, mate. Thank you. And
I actually seen an interview with McAllister. It was with it was on Liverpool FC. It was the round table, and he actually said that, like, his dad, who was a footballer, didn't actually push them in to play football. Like, he didn't actually push his kids to play football. He said, like, you can just do what you want to do. Like, the choice is yours.
There's a load of them, isn't there?
And they all ended up playing football.
Say, like, fair enough. Like, he's like his granddad and all that. I think you mentioned that as well, isn't it? But
footy players, weren't
they? They're certainly not skint anyway, are they? No, we're all playing high elite level football. Absolutely buzzing, mate. But obviously, mum and dad must be very proud of the family as well. But especially with our little magician in the midfield as well. Damo, Declan Rice, to hunt down for us when he sat on Arsenal's bench after an hour. I love Declan Rice when he was at West Ham, Damo, but I think he's just went to a club that has got apart from the early 2000s where they actually had a good leadership group, they haven't got a Scooby-Doo mate out to win trophies as a football club. Maybe 5 years down the line, I know Kev started the show when he mentioned the age of the squad, though, Kev. I think even give it another 3-4 years, I just don't see them develop.
Was it 21 years since they won Premier League? Like 62 years since they won a European competition. Seriously, the numbers are mental. Like, I've seen some stats somewhere.
There's a bad omen for him anyway, because if you go back to the time just before, let's say after they got the first win under Arsene Wenger with the League Cup in 1998, but then you go after that, from then onwards, right? They've only managed to go above 84 points 3 times in the entire 25 years since they've been there. So they've got a 90, an 87, and an 87, and the other times it was a couple of 84s, but they've never gone above 84 points. So if you want them to go taking on a team like Manchester City or Liverpool in their current state for the last 6 or 7 years, who've been averaging 90 odd points in a season pretty much, then it's very hard to do as an Arsenal, and where they get this mindset that they think they can always break the 90-point barrier, and they never get anywhere close to it, which is a strange one. That's what baffles me.
Didn't we do like 90? What was it? 99 and
92? 99. Yeah, 99, 97, 99, 98, 87, something like that. It was 98 or something in the year that City came or won it or something, and then we were 99 when we could have beaten the 100-point mark. Even Pep was talking about the 100 points recently. He was saying, but Liverpool never beat the 100-point mark in the league, and I was just like, who cares? It's just whoever wins the league wins the league. You know what I mean? But we were hitting 94s and 91s and all of that over the last few years. So it's very rare that we don't go above 85.
I don't think it'll take anything over 87, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Do you think, though, lads, that's an important point that I think it's mad. Leagues were won with 70, 80 points.
Yeah.
Loads of leagues were won with less than 80 points.
Yeah.
That
annoys the crap out of me.
Isn't that's the reality, though, K-Mac, isn't it? That us as a fan base or just
they had more games. They had more games. There was more teams in the league. There was 20.
As a fan base going into the back end of the season, but even the years to come, if we are showing a lot more consistency, though, lads, have we just got to get back into the realm of normal, especially if City on a normality of just general normal football, the levels in which not just City, but even Liverpool to a point that we're playing such a high astronomical levels, really, mate. It's ridiculous.
I know, it's like AI's been controlling the Premier League for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Weird like that.
Yeah.
And the PTSD thing that we've got, it's rightly so, because you can't drop any points ever.
No.
To stay top of the league. That's the way it's been for years. But it's not like that no more, which is good.
Kev,
we might have a dynasty now.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope, mate. I'll tell you,
I'm just staring at the league table here, lads. Sorry, I'm just staring at it. Level on games and 8 points clear. I'll take that. Love it.
Connor, lads, get in the bloody stream, lads. I don't even know what you're doing. You're probably beefing with he's already added big Arsenal YouTubers anyway, lads. If you're doing it on Twitter, get on the stream and chat wham, lads. Hope you're well, lads. Anyway, I know you always enjoyed that result. Nice one for tuning in, bud. Let's make it. Tell you, Arnie is the one. League done, Russell. If you win tomorrow, mate, I'd say it would be. I think the psychological edge that would give, as we said at the top of the show, mate. for you, Russell? Let us know your thoughts on that. We'll have a quick look in terms of very much the league, in terms of fixtures. So, in terms of difficult fixtures for Liverpool, lads, we'll quickly analyse. We'll have a little look at them. So, what we're saying tomorrow then, for the City game, best possible outcome, a draw. Oh, but obviously points, like a win. But I think
we're all right with a draw. I think we could be fine with a draw. That was the thing. If Arsenal won today, then a draw would have been like.
So maybe. So obviously, as we mentioned, as K-Mac alluded to before, it was 7 home games which is fantastic, really. So
I think we've got four in a row, haven't we?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, no, we do. Yeah,
4 home games in a row.
Yeah.
We got Newcastle, Southampton.
That's not a big one. Southampton.
Yeah, the only worry there is that we only play 1 league game in the entirety of March, right?
Weird.
That's weird, isn't it? That is weird. And then we've got the 2 Champions League games either side of that with the League Cup final. But then after the League Cup final, it's an international break, and then we're going straight into Everton after an international break. And the last time we had a 2-week break playing Everton, that crap happened a couple of weeks ago. But look, it is Everton away at Goodison, I know. But I'm hoping that there's a different outcome. Because what I saw today, I don't care if Everton and United were playing. Everton weren't that great today, even when they were better than United. From what I saw, I just thought United were just so poor. They just made Everton look good. And the minute United stepped up, Everton looked like crap. So, I thought it was just 2 poor teams playing each other, to be honest with you. And that would be the only game that I would think of, all right, that could be a result that could annoy us, because we've got almost a 3-week break coming up to that, so that's a hell of a long time for a professional football team to take a break and try and stay match fit,
It's
I'll tell you what, though, I was wrong about that manager. He's absolutely crap.
Who? The
Amber.
I was all in. Like, honestly, I really wanted him.
Seen the dross he's got though, lads. It's horrendous. That's it.
I mean, come on though, like, come on, you can get a tune out of Rashford, can't you?
Yeah.
Like, really? Can you not get a tune out of Rashford? Like, if you're a good manager and you've got some soul in the game, then you should be able to make Rashford work.
The biggest one is Bruno Fernandes, mate. I don't know how he's still at Manchester United. Long may it continue. Give him a new 5-year deal, please.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
He's got some mental numbers with goal involvements. Like he seems to be the only person that does anything. That's it.
He does. Yeah.
So quickly touching on our fixtures as well, though, lads. And let's hope the demise of Manchester United continues. So you got Fulham. That's real.
I am supporting next week, though.
Oh yeah. we will be there. We will be there. We will be there. Front row seats, every Liverpool fan.
Chelsea are 1-0 up for Villa at half-time, by the way.
Oh, we'll have a little look at the table as well, what the ramifications for obviously a top 5 spot for Villa are struggling, aren't they, lads? So it could be obviously. Is that the game you're going to, Kev? Or
no, I'm at Newcastle next week.
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks before that, isn't it? So like the end possible. Like
it's a good shout though. It would be good if we could sew it up by Chelsea.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to rely on that game.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the Guard of Honor if we can do it?
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's just the last 5 games are the toughest in the league. I think that we have.
Yeah.
Brighton are back in form now at the moment,
You'd like to hope they're on the beach, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult, lads. Winning the league, as we all know, it's not easy. Certainly not easy. Let's have a quick look at the table, really, in terms of where's we came.
Arsenal games are horrendous, by the way.
Yeah, they are terrible. They're Forest and United in a row.
I did a show and went through their games, and everyone was like just kind of saying that they're going to win. Like,
look at that.
Like, they've got to score goals for a start.
Yeah.
If they go a goal down, that's the problem. How do they get 2 goals? Like, when you haven't got any forwards, like, so it's like, you went down against West Ham, okay, but how are you going to get back into the game? Like, I can understand scoring a goal because they're good defensively, but that's nuts. Like, Nottingham Forest.
That's the big one. Game and Gav and chat is they've got Newcastle. They're unbeaten.
No, they have.
Like they haven't won against Newcastle this season. And the Geordies love a good hard result against Arsenal. Those two fan bases absolutely despise each other. There's Newcastle fans and Everton fans. Like I think it's just mainly down to Pickford anyway.
Did you did you watch the Arsenal game when they went to St James Park?
The cup one. Yeah.
Did you hear their fans, man? They are.
They
are good, aren't they? Like, goosebumps. Their fans, like.
Yeah, I have very highest respect for Newcastle.
I've actually been to a Newcastle game like years and years ago. Like, honestly, man, and the noise levels are insane.
Proper football in town, and well, one club football anyway. So, yeah, I think we need for the Premier League.
We need to get into Europe, by the way.
Yeah,
Isaac might have a release clause,
maybe
allegedly.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully, but I suppose if Liverpool, even if they are in Europe, buds, it's going to be one of them where, if Liverpool come knocking, the chance might never come again for them anyway. So, it's going to be one of them. I think Connor's saying matters. Yeah, right. Quickly rattle through all the So, what do we? Yeah, look at these. As you said, there came up with you when you've looked at it. So they got Forest next as well, chat. Because we will be there if PSV somehow beat Arsenal, but they should be beating them anyway. Arsenal, come on,
who knows?
Fingers crossed. But Chelsea, look at this. Fulham, Everton. My Everton mates are already planning for this game in hand anyway, because they've said they're not going to make it easy. And it's fantastic, lads. This is why.
They've got more games than that, haven't they?
Yeah. This is obviously.
I thought they had more games than that. Yeah.
So you got Brentford's always difficult when you play them. Kev, what are you thinking on some of these fixtures?
I'm just thinking the next couple that they have now is crucial for them, whereas our crucial ones at the end of the season, their ones are coming up right now.
Ooh,
so
Newcastle second to last game.
Yeah. And they've already done them there at the season at home. So straight after us. So I look at the game that they have before us, Bournemouth. That's what I'm saying. Bournemouth are a tough side, man. Bournemouth are one of my favourite sides of the season.
Palace ain't an easy game for them either. Palace isn't an easy game. They drop points against Palace. So it's interesting because I went through, the way you look at the head-to-heads.
Yeah.
And that's what I was looking at on SofaScore when I was doing my show. And I was basically just looking at the head-to-heads against Arsenal and most of the teams that they play. And they get loads of draws and they lose to teams that aren't all that. And then I look at us and I'm like, when was the last time we got beat by Newcastle? When was the last time we got beat by Fulham? Right? And I was literally going through it all and I'm like, we don't lose. We don't lose games.
Yeah.
We drew the odd game every now and then. And I'm like, really? Like, what are we worrying about? Like, seriously, just win all our home games. And we need, 4 points on the road?
Yeah, it's the top 5, though. Lads, and Chas, it's going to be so interesting. Let's hope we can just get a good hour lead so we can not relax, but we'll just go one game at a time where we're winning an unprecedented lead, really. That would be ideal, but I'm loving top 5 chase, really. I'd love for us to get in the top 4, mainly just to see an actual team give it a go and have a team that has actually won the competition. Yeah.
The only reason I don't want Forest to get in the Champions League is because their manager might get manager of the season ahead of ours.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason why.
True. Do we reckon Bournemouth might get top? Well, how many points are they on now? What are they on now?
43.
I don't know. I think maybe they might fall off because
obviously that result today.
They've got loads of injuries as well. Like the team's getting. They've got a man sent off today as well.
Yeah.
Central defender.
I know.
It's
I think City will just. I think City might start chugging away again, but if we beat them tomorrow, then I mean,
let's hope, mate. Let's hope. I think it was Connor was saying if Forest win tomorrow, they'd only be what
3 points behind Arsenal, and they have to play them next.
Yeah. That's a game and a half, then, isn't it? A Forest ground.
Yeah. That's to get your speakers out again, lads. You need them in a couple of weeks. Have you seen that documentary, lads?
I have. It's terrible.
It should be on the Comedy Central channel.
It's pathetic, to be honest with you. When I watch it and I just see how they act and they're all, it's like Welcome to Candy Camp. You know, it's all I'm just going around just like, oh, you're brilliant. You're this and that. It's like the way Arteta does things. He's so out of space in how he says things to people, and I'm wondering how the hell do you understand what he's saying, lads? Because some of the logic that comes up, it just makes no sense at all. It just made no sense to me at all watching it at any point in time.
I've seen like a number of his like press conferences, and I don't understand anything afterwards.
Yeah.
It's like that comedy. It's like that comedy skit where the guy answers the question and then the presenter goes, "Everybody here has now lost intelligence. You just wasted everybody's time."
That's the debate on the stage.
You know what I mean?
It's one of the best things to explain anything that anybody modern says these days. I just put that meme up straight away. Yeah, it's brilliant.
You have to send me that one.
Was that Will Ferrell?
Yeah,
no, Will Ferrell. Yeah, he used to say just random stuff, and then it means absolutely nothing. Yeah, and he says everybody's just stupider for listening to you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
but he's incorporated.
I think it's Anchorman, isn't it?
Yeah. What a film.
I'll have to look that.
But it's the thing, though. Like with it's the with Arteta though as well. Though lads, he's stagnated his tactics. He's gone backwards. Like, and you've got Tony Pulis this week saying, "Oh, I was ahead of the game, really, off my set pieces and so." But Ricky,
old school.
But the set pieces aren't going in now.
No, certainly not. Like it's going in.
The set pieces aren't piecing.
That is
mathing.
That is one of the most frustrating things, though. K-Mac is they're just full on stoked, though, lads.
They've also got the red card record now.
How many have they got this season? Probably is.
I don't know, but Lewis Skelly's now broke a record for the youngest players to ever have collected red cards in the Premier League.
There we go. What a trophy, Arsenal.
It's a lovely stat to have.
Yeah, that can go alongside your gold Premier League trophy.
What were they looking at, by the way, when they were doing the VAR check to see if it was going to be a red card? Yeah. Well, what were they looking at on the VAR? What took him so long to decide? Did they have to see if he was in the other half? Like, does the drawing line on the pitch decide where he can kick it from? You know,
8 minutes today again. That like it's like how many minutes do you want? Like the ref, I swear it went over like 2 minutes or within the game as well. But whatever Arsenal want, they'll get. But you know,
I didn't see anything for 8 minutes. I didn't see anybody down for any length of period of time.
It's a look at it as well.
It'll be interesting listening to the media because I'm sure they'll spin it that they deserved more, like they were robbed or something like that. I don't know.
Well, I know the guys on the commentary today said that they were awful.
It'll be our fault.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like the commentary, these are like it's all right. Say if like we were us three or anyone were like the average fan were doing commentary on a game, but when you've got industry professionals like it's just find it mad. You've got to have a lot of, you've got to be neutral. But it doesn't help when you've got a Man United legend on commentary begging the ball to go into the back of the net practically on every counter attack. Like that TNT commentary was some of the worst commentary. Was it against Everton or it was just so annoying, though, man. Like it just takes away, especially because it's not just you've got to. I get you'd be disappointed, especially with United legend or any, and we get Liverpool aren't one of the most favoured teams in world football, especially in England. Anyway, everyone hates us up their heads.
Did you hear this because we're good, Jack?
Yeah,
did you hear this because of the mentality that we have? Like we're not assholes about it, to be honest with you.
So we've been here, done that, won it 19 times, and we'll get level on our pitch anyway. And have to wheel out Fergie.
How long did it take them to hold that perch, by the way? I think it took them like 80 years to catch us, and then it took us a few years to catch it back up, maybe. Was it? That's all it is. Yeah, that's not really a perch, lads, is it? It's just an unfinished step.
I mean, the step ladder.
Yeah.
Big up there, Hero. How are we, lads? What's happening, lad? Big up there, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Big up there, Steve. Big up there. Good to see a couple of new faces in as well. But lads, as I said, make sure you head over. Mark, if you're still in the comments, mate, drop K-Max channel link and obviously Kev's channel link as well in there. Much appreciated. But head over and stay. I know there's a couple of new faces in, so nice one for tuning in, lads. Stay, win tomorrow psychologically should do it for the league. Arsenal were a nervous wreck in front of goal today. It's the thing, no, see, and that's, as we said before, Kev, it's about getting a bit of neutrality, really, to the league, and getting a bit of calmness, really, to just getting back to normal, as we said before. Like, and us as fans, even me, certainly, like, just going, like, we don't have to win every single game, especially if you're not going up against City. Like,
When do you think of it last season? Because I had the worst when I went to Portugal last year. Liverpool didn't win a game after being right in there for the title before that. So I hope that doesn't have the same effect this year. But it's but in saying that, even if we did the same thing this year, the Arsenal still wouldn't be able to catch us if we did the same results as we did from last season to the end of the season to now to the end of the season.
Well, right now compared to last season, I think we're only 1 point ahead. And we were top, but we played one more game more, and Manchester City were on 56 points, I believe.
Yeah,
and they obviously won that game, and then they went to 59. So
that's what does me head.
And then we lost to Palace and Everton, and it all kind of fell away. Then
that's where everyone goes, though. I think everyone forgets that. That's a great point you raised there, lad. In terms of everyone goes, oh, like Liverpool. No, as you said there, mate, we had a game more. It's like
we were top of the table like this time last season.
Yeah. But let's hope going into the end of this season, we do learn from what we've done over the last couple of years. Let's hope the structure. Kev, you're big on that structure, aren't you, as well, though, mate, in terms of the big lads, and we all know the big lads that have come back into the football club. Of course, Richard Hughes, sporting director, but the people above him.
Well, you know my opinion of that. I think FSG have gone off the pasture. I know they own the club, but they're gone off the pastures new. And I think that the deal with Edwards coming in was that he wanted full control. They offered him like 8 contracts. And for him he wanted complete control. Now, we all know that the book stuff does that with FSG, but at the moment, we can't really attack. It's really Edwards and Hughes and what you call it that are running the show. So if FSG, the only reason that people will go after FSG is if they want Hughes or if they want Edwards gone. That's the way I kind of see it. I'm like, right, point the finger in the other direction and put a bit of pressure. If you want signings, put a bit of pressure on Edwards, because he's the guy that has to do the job to sign these players. And he's the guy that has all the stats and all of that. But you know, FSG are trying to buy new clubs and you know. Every which way but loose, but basketball, all of these new franchises. I mean, Werner, when was the last time you heard Werner's name being mentioned anywhere near around the club? You know, he went off to do all of this stuff. So, and he's always been involved as a main part of FSG, regardless of being a chairman or not. You know, so there's all of this. Edwards came in, he took over, and that's what I think it is. It's like, all right, I run the show now. FSG are gone, but I think he only has to kind of contact him when he has to spend a certain amount of money. That's about it.
I think that's what they've brought him in for, mate. And at the end of the day, we're winning games of football, and obviously Everton's. He
knows what the team needs.
I think what's wild as well is like our fan base, like, are just like, honestly, it's like Jekyll and Hyde sometimes. It's like we drop points, and then it's all FSG's fault.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
Like, and then it's like, oh, we didn't do this and we didn't do that and we didn't do this. And I'm like, you do realise we're top of the table by 8 points.
Top of the Champions League.
And we've just won the Champions League. Like, the first time that's ever happened. And we're also in a cup final next month. Like,
it's never been better to be a Red at this moment.
Is it bad?
But Jack can tell you, I dread windows. I dread transfer windows. Yeah. I don't like them coming around at all, because I just find that I'm so worried that the fan base that on that side of it are so worried about getting annual signing in for 80 million that they'll force the club into buying another Mario, like 3 or 4 Mario Balotellis. And you know, and that's what I worry about, that the club react rather than just stick to their guns. And that's always my biggest worry when it comes to transfer windows. I want Edwards to just do what he's done, because he said it himself since he came into the club, or since he left the club, he didn't like the signings in Nunez. He didn't like it. He didn't even like it in Gakpo. He didn't like any of these.
I know he said them when he came in, which is not good to the players that are there, by the way.
No. He didn't like the players that the club signed when he was in his absence. Yeah. So, I mean, that's you have to give him that time as well, because if it is gone that way and we have these large contracts with these guys, then you have to give him time. He's only in since last March. You have to give him time to turn it around in the next 2 windows. So, yeah.
Yeah, Steve, we all know it, mate. Think.
Yeah. 100%. Oh, yeah, 100%, Steve. We're not saying we don't need silence. We've all been saying left back and all that. We're just. I'm not saying that. I just don't want somebody stupid bought because of pressure. Because if we go and buy a player that's like, look at the fume after we bought Mo Salah for like 34 million. Look at it, and why are we buying a Chelsea flap? Because Edwards saw what he could do in that position. So. This is what,
and we still got Van Dijk for cheap as well, Kev. Don't forget.
65. Well, we only for a spine though, and because it was a necessity. I think like we were going for Caicedo, and we put in that bid, but he was a Chelsea fan. He chose that. We went for Zubimendi. He said no. I mean, that's not down to the owners. That's just down to the players saying no. So there's nothing we could do about that. But we should have other options, is the thing though, and just as good options. So yeah, that's what we did falter a bit.
But. Like, as we said there, me and you don't count the show, all 3 of us over the last couple of years as well, lads, is K-Mac, that's the thing. If we do what we're hoping to do this season, if you're a player sat at home with your agents and Liverpool ring you, there's no way. Power. Yeah,
you're dropping that.
Your pulling power isn't the manager or the other players.
It's definitely.
Do I want to add more trophies to my cabinet?
Yeah.
Do I want to play with the World Cup winner?
It's that in itself should be the selling point, mate, and that's what we've been craving for years prior to Jurgen Klopp coming in. Like, we were an absolute mess, but we are back to the pinnacle of being Liverpool's superpower. But as we said with the owners as well, I'm just hoping that what they've got in their portfolio of businesses. And that, but you've got Liverpool Football Club, one of the bastions of we're massive. And
like we kind of know that it's 1 in, 1 out.
Yeah,
it's 1 in, 1 out right now. Yeah. Like if you don't know about Arne Slot, then please look at his previous clubs. He plays about 15 players over 3,500 minutes. And then the rest have about 300 to 800 minutes.
Yeah,
like that's just a fact. So he plays about 17 players in total, and he's done exactly the same at this club. Your Endos, your Elliots, your Costas, your Chiesas, they play bare minutes. Your Quansas, they play bare minutes. But all the other guys have played every single game. That's just the way he does it. It's not going to change. It's 1 in, 1 out.
I'd be happy. I exactly agree. I've always said that we're 1 in, 1 out. And it's but the thing for me is we also have to develop players, so these Engamores coming through, and there's no point in having a youth system if we can't use them. But the problem is try saying that to some people that are, let's say, the Twitter boys that are on there, and just all they want to do is see big signings coming in. I get it. I want to see a nice sign in for left back. I want to see another centre back coming in as somebody like a Huyson or something. That'd be lovely. Somebody that's still young but that could develop. We have Mamardashvili coming in, and then obviously we're going to have to kind of go big on a striker somehow, or in some way or shape or form, or at least a false 9 that's capable of scoring goals. So that'd be the kind of big points for me. Maybe a competent number 6 if Endo is going to be moved on because of his age. Because I know Arne Slot's always bigging him up, but that could be just to sell him. As well. So
can I give you my crystal ball prediction?
Okay.
Give you my crystal ball prediction. We're going to raid Bournemouth.
I thought that. I thought we'd get 2-0. I said 2-0 to Bournemouth. Yeah.
We're going to raid Bournemouth. We're going to take their left back and their centre back.
Yeah, I agree.
We're going to go to Germany and we're going to get our DM from Eintracht Frankfurt. No, not Frankfurt, Stuttgart. Angelo Stiller. Got the best numbers out of any CDM in Europe.
Is he?
23.
Oh, sounds
23. Then you've got Kerkez, 21. Then you've got Huyson. Huyson plays football like an adult. He's 19.
Ridiculous, isn't
it? He's insane. And look, shoot the messenger, but I genuinely believe the Isak one could be the marquee.
I wouldn't mind that.
Genuinely believe the Isak one could be the marquee.
He'd suit us down to the ground. He is like a mix. To me, he's like a mix of kind of Henry and Kane in the way he plays. or even the Torres and the Kane in the way he plays.
Plan B is definitely Cunha.
Yeah,
definitely Cunha. Slot's even talked about him.
Yeah.
Slot talked about Huyson. Slot talked about Kirkes. Slot talked about Isak, and Slot talked about Cunha.
Yeah, I think the Spurs will leave. I think Luis Diaz will go. I think Darwin Nunez will end up going because we nearly sold him in January anyway, but they wanted 80 million plus from him.
They won't get that now.
I know. I think we'll do it in add-ons or sell-on clause, and hopefully that'll kind of cover off the market, because I think that we owe Benfica something like 15 million coming up. It won't get to the full 100 million, but I think it's like that. And then I do think Joe Gomez will go finally.
I think Gomez might stay because of his injury.
Do you think so?
I think he'll probably still be.
Has he got an extra year?
He's getting an opt. He's had an opt on, and he's just now.
Was this not his last season? Is he not getting an extra? Do you have an extra contract, another year contract?
He signed a new contract 2 years ago.
The biggest one probably is going to be interesting, as you said, came at 1 in 1 out. I think Elliott's out the door.
Yeah.
He has probably. So there's a lot of work to do, lads. I know if we do what we open to do this season, but I think, as we said already, like Arne Slot's not going to be sitting on his hands like. Sometimes.
We already said Arne Slot is ruthless when it comes to the club, man, because he went into Feyenoord. He took the players that were there, even fan favourites, made them a better side. Then at the end of the season, he got rid of everybody even that had names on people's shirts backs and bought 17 players. 17 players. 17 players. Yes, 17 players he bought. And he's ruthless. So don't be surprised, lads, if you don't see Curtis Jones in a Liverpool shirt next season. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying I'm against that, because I'd like to see Curtis do well at Liverpool. But I'm just saying, on that note, Curtis Jones probably has 91% to 92% passing ratio. But how much of that is going forward? It's always back or across. So you have to watch. He likes attacking minded players, so you have to watch that as well.
Yeah, I do like the way he utilises them, though, sometimes in the 60.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
I think he does rate Arne Slot. But thing is, he's a good player, man. Curtis Jones walks into many of a. I know that might.
I actually think he's an Arne Slot favourite.
Yeah. Oh, I do believe he likes him. Yeah.
I also think Arne Slot really likes Jota. Like, as much as people are hot and cold with him right now, I actually think Arne Slot really likes Jota. Like, I think his previous press conference, he said, if he was fit all the time, I'd play him all the time. Like,
I totally agree with that. I just don't know what I'm going to see from what Jones does, unless he takes over Szoboszlai's position. Is what I'm saying, because that's Johnny said. He's not going to take over Macca's. But if you keep him as a squad player and he's happy enough being a squad player, then so be it. I would say the same. But if he's not happy, he might have to leave the club himself.
He's a squad player that can play in 3 different positions.
Yeah.
So he's always going to get game time. And the one that I didn't mention, obviously, I talked about players that were signing. I didn't mention a right back, because genuinely, I haven't even looked at one. Like, we've not been linked with any apart from Kimmich. But, like, who knows what's going on with the right back position? Like, whether he stays or goes, who knows?
Yeah,
it's difficult.
But it's like nearly the end of Feb, and we've still heard nothing on all 3, which is mad.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was another Andy Robertson situation, even if Trent is leaving, that comes in to kind of give Bradley competition on that right-hand side,
Like Robbo's what? It's got 2 years. Well, is it a year left?
This season? It's offside, is it?
Oh.
No, it's not. Asensio, is it?
But yeah, quickly get into the comments as well, though. Keep that thought, mate. I'll get back to you. Johnny said that the Premier League is way more intense, possibly, mate. It's so demanding, isn't it, mate? Marmouche, top player, mate. Again, 80 odd million. I think that's still a bargain, really. I think he can play anywhere. Yeah.
We didn't get him because he wanted 350k a week. I didn't get him.
Certainly, there we go. But we're not even giving out contracts at this minute.
Yeah, we're not getting 350k.
There we go. Might be hard blessed. His injury, that's the main thing with Isaac, mate. But I think this season he's played the most minutes I think he has possibly in his career and to date, really. So yeah. But the thing is, Steve, he's coming in, as the lads have already alluded to tonight. He's coming in. If Jota does stay, there'll be quite a lot of rotation, really, and I think that will give him a bit of rest.
He's actually had 2 full seasons of no injuries behind him. Like, I think we can.
Yeah. So,
still wouldn't mind him injured before our game, though.
Yeah. Was it that goal he scored passes this season? Like where he just absolutely whacked it from the edge of the box? I was like, wow. There's no stopping that, mate.
Ali just watched it, didn't he?
Yeah, there we go. Chat. Get your 1, 2, and 3 in if you could pick a couple of players. Try and make them realistic if you can. But yeah. Johnny Alvarez.
West Ham.
Is that the West Ham?
It's a goal. It's a goal. It was the VR was alone. Yeah, Asensio gets his first goal.
Yeah, he's gone Huyson and Kirk as well. So chat, Kev, I get yours. K-Mac, you want to finish that? You were going to say something before, mate. I'm hoping you've kept your thoughts. If you can remember what you were going to say.
I'm just writing my top 3 in the my top 3 signings I want in the chat.
There we go. Kev, starting 11 for tomorrow, mate.
Ali, it's got to be Trent. We're talking Konate, Verge, Robertson. Rest at least yeah, I'll take them all there. I'd even take Dirk Coate at this stage. Yeah, so then obviously Gravenberg, Szoboszlai, and McAllister, because I do need top tier. And then I think Jota, Diaz, and Salah.
K-Mac, you want
to is Cody back, you know, or is he still?
That's what I asked as well. Yeah, I would have had him starting as well.
So it's got to be Trent because there's no one else. Konate, Virgil. I think Robbo will go again. I think he'll roll the dice again, even though he's played back to back games, which is a bit. Midfield. Like I genuinely would like Gravenberch to maybe sit one out and come on because of the way he's played, but I think he might get a tune because of Manchester City's midfield is a bit laggy and ancient and can't run anymore.
I know you know, K-Mac. Who's the lad that they've signed in midfield? Did he sign someone like a
Gonzalez?
Gonzalez, yeah.
He's the guy that we scouted.
I was gonna say, like,
we went there to look at Varela and ended up watching him for Nico Gonzalez for like the last 6 months, and then Man City just came in and swooped and took him and took Marmouche as well, who we were also scouting. Typical, but panic buys, aren't they really? So I'd play Mac, Dom, and Grav, and I'd play Salah, Jota. And if Cody's fit, then Cody. And if Cody's not fit, then Diaz has been as a left winger. He has. Not been as a number 9.
I said the same. I take Gakpo as well to Jack earlier, but Jack says he's not playing, so I picked Diaz.
Yeah. I mean, well, how much of a like the writing on the wall when you're a number 9 and your manager plays a left winger in your position?
That's mad. Yeah.
Do you need to know any more?
Yeah, that's bad. I was going to say, is that Pep Guardiola? Is that Arteta or someone in the background?
Yeah, it's a little daggy, is it? Little Yorkshire Terrier, does it?
Yeah, no, it's all good, mate. So, yeah, let's hope we can get the business over the line anyway. It's, I think
I've got to go, guys, right there. Yeah. Great seeing you again.
See you later.
See you later, man.
I was going to say.
Up the Reds.
Yeah, there we go, then. Yeah, you can follow over to K-Mac as well. K-Mac's live most evenings as well. But yeah, it's good to get K-Mac on. Big supporter of mine over the years as well, alongside Kev and everyone. Yeah, Kev. So I think we covered all bases, mate. Tomorrow, big game. Anything that you want to mention as well? In terms of, I think we've.
No, just come to pop over. Let's open up both our channels. Jack will be on Anfield Road Index. I'll be live on Spider LFC, and then we'll come over and talk and we'll come over and talk about stuff afterwards if Jack is around. We'll see. Yeah.
You need the shoes as well.
No, I'm not going anywhere, man. I'm casually. I'm getting over a really bad flu all week, so it's I'm just in the zone where I'm kind of waking up a small bit. And talking about football is after doing that for me because I was literally on the flat of my back yesterday, lads. I was like I wasn't as manly looking as I am now. So let's just say that. Danny, call him Danny. Let him sit.
There we go. Julian Alvarez. I will tell you, he's a top player anyway.
He's good,
I'm hoping Atletico win that league anyway. I think Simeone, one of the most, I think me and Kev were mentioning this already off camera, he's one of the most highest paid managers in world football. I think he's in the top 3, which is understandable because I think the way, like the distance, is where he's took them from like mid-table mediocrity to being challengers most seasons. It's
like super stuck.
Yeah, super stupid Evan. Could you imagine? Do you reckon he'd ever move to the Premier League?
I think so. I think eventually, yeah. Once he sees the bob is running out, or once they don't see, he's in the position where he's never really lost his worth to Atletico. But once that becomes a possibility, he'll jump ship and he'll come to maybe PSG. He could go to first or some place like that. I think it'd be on the cards more likely, or an AC Milan more than likely than than that kind of.
That's a manager Arsenal should have got instead of Arteta. Like they should have threw a massive checkbook at him. Like not that any of us would want to play Diego Simeone's side in the Premier League because it's bad enough playing Everton certain weekends anyway when they park the bus. But it's could you. It's going to be interesting to say the least. Reds, that game. How long's left in the Villa game, Cliff?
It's 64 minutes gone.
So chat. I was going to say, it's been an absolute pleasure to everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you to everyone that does head over to Anfield Index and gets involved with all their great content as well. We will be live half an hour before kickoff tomorrow, building up the game. It's 4:30 kickoff anyway, so we'll be live at 4. Kev, you'll be live, and
I'll be live.
Anyone that's got TikTok, Kev's doing great work over there, which he's finally got round to doing after ages telling them. I'm saying, get on that, lads. You'll do well on that.
I'm flying on TikTok. It's always kind of quiet on YouTube and Facebook and that. I have a lot of followers there, but it's always quiet there. TikTok, though, I'd be flying. So if you're on a PC, jump on Jack's channel and Anfield Index. If you're on a phone, jump on mine. It's easy. TikTok.
Or you've got more than one device, get us both up and you're laughing.
That's what I'm saying, like when I'm in this kind of room here where I am with the PCs here, I watch the football here, and then on my phone I can be sitting there like just taking the piss out of Jack and his stream.
Yeah, everyone. The amount of messages I get, just like, especially my Everton mates that sent me, was absolutely laughing their heads off. But it's part of being a football fan. We're all very passionate. That's what it's all about anyway. And
still don't know why Chelsea don't have a shirt sponsor.
Have the selling the many hotels that quickly on touching on that, Kev and chat. I don't know if you've missed it. Go and check it out. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. What Todd Bowley got found out doing? It's like
what do you do?
Selling or allegedly that he was playing some part in terms of the ticketing with Chelsea, which was like it was part of a ticketing website or something.
The upscale the ticket prices.
Yeah, that was ridiculous anyway in itself. But I'll be one of them.
Wow.
Damo, massive thank you, lad.
He co-owns a ticketing site.
Have you just searched that? Have you?
Yeah.
That's. And don't get me started. Don't get us all started on Liverpool's ticketing fiasco at the minute. You need, for me personally, anyone's watching for Liverpool, please push out the season tickets out more, man. Like just knock off like 20,000 off the season ticket. I think that will raise the atmosphere. It'll make it better as well. And it just makes it easier because it's currently Liverpool have about, it's not even half. Liverpool have about 20,000 odd thousand season tickets for the 60,000 capacity stadium, which is mad. Kevin, what's your feeling on that? I don't know. There's probably logistics.
Look, I'm on both sides of the spectrum there, Jack, because I own 3 hospitality season tickets. I can't get I was on the season ticket list from 1985. I got told in 1999-2000 that I was then going to be removed from the list or pushed down the list because they were changing to the L4 postcode, which is right. Liverpool people around Liverpool and Anfield should get the choice of tickets first, right? I've always been for that. But it sucks to be me and pushed down from 865th on the list at that time to 60,000 or something, which is nuts. So then, eventually I had to bide my time. I had to get the tickets through clubs and stuff as much as I could, and only getting over a handful of tickets. And they kept offering me. They said, "Look, we'll put you on this waiting list for that." And we're just waiting. And then years later, I decided to bite the bullet after I got the family house and did all of that, and then I could look after myself a bit. and we've eventually got the 3 tickets with me and a couple of lads. And, you know, I'm happy that I get the chance to use these tickets, but there's way too many over there being sold to outsourced companies. So I'd like them to go to fans like me, which are regular fans that will sing their heart out, but just can afford probably the more expensive ticket. Let's just say it that way, if they wanted that kind of thing. But the problem is they're outsourcing it to third-party sellers, and that shouldn't be allowed at all. I think companies and all of that, where they'll throw anybody at the game, is not a thing. I think everybody should be a lifelong Liverpool fan. It's the opportunity to go there. I mean, I know a lot of scouts that I talk to see the Irish and the Norwegians, and the scouts is pretty much very similar people, and the majority of the fan base kind of swerves around that area. But for me, yeah, I'm happy that I have the opportunity to get the 3 tickets that I have. I just wish that some of the ones that are around me on the other side of the stadium were not given out to people that bring half and half scarce and have travelled in from, let's say, the middle of Asia just to pay like €1,000 per seat to see a game, and then they're wearing like 2 different jerseys. You know, it's just that I don't like. You know.
Like I don't know, a load of my mates have been going the game this season, and even especially the last couple of weeks have been really difficult with the atmosphere. Like it should be absolutely bouncing. Like it should be bouncing. And if we are closing in on another league title, anyone that goes to grounds should be loving it. You should be loving it. Of course, if you got the opportunity to go to the game or whatnot, like just enjoy it, like this season, because it's amazing. Not every time you do. Maybe if you lived in the 70s and 80s, it was a regular thing. But and let's hope it's a regular thing for the next 5-10 years as well, as we've mentioned tonight, mate. But yeah, Anfield. I know it's difficult with but I do think to give the way I look at it, Kev, I don't know how you feel, mate, or everyone in the chat as well. I want this side to be given every opportunity. I want it to be back to the level in which it used, like European nights. But again,
just don't change up Kenny Dalglish. I mean, if they build on the Kenny Dalglish and then they do that, don't add hospitality to it. Don't add more hospitality. Keep that as similar as possible.
Is it 8,000 to 11,000 hospitality?
I know there's only 3,000 going across the middle of the Anfield Road, and that was there, right in the middle tier is there, and then there's a couple of lower ones, but I mean that's not too much.
Are they redoing the Kenny stand that I see this week?
Yeah. But you see, the thing that I thought about the redevelopment of that road is Walton Beck Road there, isn't it, where the coffees? Yeah, so Beck Road,
I think.
So it is, yeah, and but just where the stadium meets the corner of the road, they would have to move the whole road back, which means demolishing the park, demolishing the Albert, moving it, move it brick for brick if they want to keep it intact. There's all of these scenarios that could happen, but the most likely one was for Liverpool to almost go similar in a way to Old Trafford, where it would be more of a corner unit drifting around, because that way it could hold the weight of the 2 stands either side, could hold most of the weight and structure of that, and they could overhang it over the road. So there's loads of different scenarios. But if you can't redevelop the Kop, that's very, very hard to do, because you should really be able to double up the size of the Kop and keep it as atmospheric as it is. Don't change it into tiers. Don't give it levels. Just make it one block. Keep it that way. And if you could do that whilst attaching it to the Kenny Dalglish stand and adding to the Kop maybe, then so be it. But the Kop needs to be enclosed to have that boom coming out. That's how the architecture works. So yeah.
Been 1 sec there. Our mates in the comments there. Niall.
Hi, Niall.
Now, if you feel that, I'll send you the link anyway on Twitter.
Wait me 1 second. I'm going to get a glass of water. 2 seconds.
Chat, let's have a little look how many likes we are on YouTube. 27 likes. If you can get that up to at least 35 or 40 before the end of the stream, that'd be very much appreciated, everyone. Obviously, wait 1 second, I'm trying to send the link. Now, no worries if you can't join, but anyway, just let us know in the comments. I'll send it anyway if you're free. And I was meant to have got it on the last one, but chock-a-blocker with work and that, which is what I love to see. Anyway, chock-a-blocker. Big up there, Callum. Yeah, it's thing is though, Reds, everyone from that supports Liverpool from around the world, everyone's a Liverpool fan. Don't listen to a lot of the nonsense on, especially on X and all that. Yeah, like the amount of people that tune in at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning are amazing. It's absolutely amazing that the Liverpool fans, like, it's the dedication that every Liverpool fan make of everyone supporting everyone. But if you do have the opportunity, the most important thing, as we always have said on the channel as well, just be careful if you ever buy tickets. Go through your club official club sources, because the amount of stories I've heard this season.
Never buy a screenshot, lads. If anybody ever tries to sell you a screenshot, tell them no straight away. Tell them you want an NFC pass. That's it.
Yeah,
straight away.
Yeah, don't be, because that's that. I think that the club have done well over the last couple of weeks. I think they've bumped it up a bit more in terms of that, which is good. But when you've got people traveling over, spending, as we mentioned before, then Kev alluded to, like, thousands, like, it's got to be on the, like, if you go in the game and you spend a couple of grand, at least put it through the club sources in terms of hospitality. If you got that, go through hospitality, because it's official sources, then, because there's nothing worse. And especially going into this season as well. There'll be especially if Liverpool are in a much promising, much better position than we do find ourselves currently.
It's nuts, Jack.
It's crazy,
because I see fellas paying 300, 400, 500 quid for touts, and I'm just like, you just go to the hospitality thing and you'll get that for about 350 quid.
Just go through hospitality. The
I'm like, what are you doing?
It's mad. Big up there. All of them, Callum, every single Red from around the world, but everyone that supports Liverpool. There's loads of people, obviously, our good mate, what's his name? Good mate from Malaysia.
Not
Redbirds.
With the glasses.
Obviously,
I know, it's probably, I can see his picture, I can see his profile picture right in front of me. I can't get it on the top of my head,
You know who he is, anyway. There's that many obvious Reds. Do apologize.
Rami.
No, that's Salah's. That's Salah's agent. That lad.
Oh, yeah,
Rami Abbas.
No, not him. Did it. I was thinking. I'm saying his name because it reminds me of his name. Yeah.
Yeah. There's that many obvious Reds as well. Big up there, Callum. Yeah. Well, Callum, not everyone's that privileged to be 50 minutes away from Liverpool.
No, God, no. Palmer just missed.
Now, if you are tuning in, mate, I've sent you over a link anyway. But as Niall said there as well, get the likes up as well. But Reds, as I said, quickly give it another 5 minutes. But Kev, how are you hoping the game to? How do you anticipate the game? Now, if you are still watching, mate, join the link anyway. But if you're busy, no worries. But how are you hoping the dream scenario tomorrow, mate? Do you anticipate Liverpool, as we've said already on tonight's show, a bit more control? I think it would be nice to Liverpool to turn up for the first time in a very long time to the Etihad, and as we've mentioned with our three lads in midfield, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch, they are the best midfield in my honest opinion in world football at this moment in time.
I don't think they box in Gravenberch. I think they try and play the controlling game, and they
control.
And Gravenberch will misdirect them again because Pep is just stubborn. That way, he still believes that his team, regardless of when they're on the pitch, can do the work. But as I said to you, he's highly reliant on a midfield enforcer. When he doesn't have that midfield enforcer there, his teams tend to crumble. It happened to him, they lost Fernandinho for a bit, going back quite a bit ago. Rodri and Laporte at that time, because he was playing between midfield and defence, and he was stepping up into midfield quite a lot. He doesn't have those players now, and apparently Akanji is out as well tomorrow, and John Stones.
Yeah,
so they're all injured, and that's you want to kind of be there. You shouldn't really care about it because of what they've done. You still want to beat the best so-called teams at their best, and
that's the anticipated lineup really at the minute. Just quickly on the injuries, as you can see there, Oscar Bob, which is probably one of the most disappointing. He's a top talent, man. As you said, John Stones, Akanji out, Rodri. I still don't buy into this narrative. Let's feel sorry for City because, obviously,
I don't.
Bad injury.
I just want to beat everybody at the strongest.
Yeah, Rodri is, of course, he's the best DM in world football. He's instrumental to that side.
Yeah.
but it's not just City. Like the amount of money they've got. That's the anticipated lineup from. He's going to be having an interesting game. I think. I don't know if you've seen the City highlights over the last couple of weeks, Kevin. He's really struggled, but he's still a young lad anyway. I think acclimatizing to the league is the most difficult league in world football to play in. Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake. The thing is, Nathan Ake as well. He's 30 odd now, and Diaz is getting on as well. Yeah, it's good.
Nathan Ake 30 odd. He seems like he's a young fella to me.
Well, yeah, just
30.
Yes. Yeah, it's 30. He's going to be 31. Certainly next year anyway. So yeah, not too bad. Well, wow, yeah, same age as me. That makes me depressed. 1995. Famous.
Look. Just before the last time Everton won a trophy.
Apparently, I talk too much about Everton on this channel from me mates anyway. But I just love winding them up.
Jesus, you could only mention it. That's the situation with that fan base, though. You'd only mention them talking about the league or whatever, not in like in a banterish way or whatever. And it's there he is, Liverpool fella talking about Everton again. I just mentioned the league table positions. There you go. Oh, there's Everton in this position. Oh, talking about Everton again.
It's all good. It's all good banter. There's sensible reds and blues out there. There's a load of us anyway. But in terms of starting 11, so probably will back everyone there in that.
Excuse me.
Let's have a little look in terms of the Premier League, obviously between Salah and Haaland. What's your thoughts on and chat? Let us know your thoughts on Haaland this season. I get he's had injuries, of course, but for Haaland's high standards in his career, he's still a phenomenon in his own right.
Yeah. But I call this.
It's mad.
I called it. I said he's injury prone. He's dramatically injury prone. He was the same at Dortmund and he was the same at Salzburg. It's just because he can turn over a lot of goals is that you keep mindful. It's kind of like Jota for us in a way, except for, Jota's obviously not as prolific as Haaland has been over the last couple of seasons. But just look at it this season. Haaland's been in and out quite a bit, but once he starts getting the injury, always injuries around this time of year. He always gets. So he passes that January mark and he'll pick up a couple of injuries from then. And then he might be there for the last maybe month or so of the season properly. So, yeah, it's going to be, I think this is why they went Bob Marmouche as well, I believe
I
think they intended to.
Yeah, I found that he left go of Alvarez, though, Kev.
Yeah.
He's spot on there. I find that mad, to say the least, that they allowed him to go. Like, even, again, Gabriel Jesus was... You just look at how poor he's been at Arsenal, but I think when the spotlight's being shown on him, but it's a great point you raised there, mate, as always. Do you find that baffling? And do you anticipate City to really learn going into next summer? Surely Pep's learned his lesson off the back of this season.
Well, I think
Alvarez
was a bit of a shock though, because I think Alvarez requested to leave. The conversation, I think he wanted to play more game time and he didn't want to be second fiddle. He wanted to start and he just didn't like the setup. So I think that was just a mutual thing. And City were like, all right, you got Haaland there, and then maybe, sometimes Oscar Bob can play up a bit further.
Kyle Walker's gone.
Kyle Walker's gone as well. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's a different one. It's a different one when it comes to that. I just think, City are on a massive transition. I don't think that Pep thought he was going to stay there as long as he has now. I think that he was intending to leave to go somewhere else by next season. But now he's after signing an extra 2 years. He's going to go, okay, I have to do somewhat of a rebuild now. But he's in danger of... He'll never taint his legacy there too much with the league anyway. But if he doesn't start winning European Cups again, that for me is like a tainted stewardship in by 20%. So because they should be winning... They should be winning a lot more. For the squad that they've had there, yeah,
you look at that starting chat. Let us know your thoughts on that. Like, it's going to be an interesting 12 months really for City, as Kev said. Whatever happens off the field, but most importantly, you look at that Marmouche, top player, he'll do really well in the Premier League. Probably will pivot if Haaland stays fit. Probably down that left hand side for City. Phil Foden, his form has been horrendous this season. I thought Kev and chat, when the passing of the baton from Kevin De Bruyne eventually did probably come a bit sooner than people anticipated in regards to De Bruyne this season. Age has kept up with him. Injuries have caught up with him as well. top player. There's talk of Florian Wirtz potentially coming in to replace him, but I think Leverkusen has been to kind of set like a price tag of like 150 million.
I would love Wirtz, man. If I was getting a player to go over there inside of Wirtz, oh god, yeah, Wirtz all day for me.
I think that's what they've set the price like 150 million. But you look at his age, 21, 22, Wirtz, that's your attacking midfielder. But City, they're not skins, are they? So,
a lot of these teams say price tag as well, Jack. Though, but the majority of times they have clauses and they've hidden clauses. And when these scouts and aides, they do their due diligence and they do find out what those clauses are, and then all of a sudden you see somebody moving for 45 million. It's kind of a thing with Haaland's situation as well. He only moved for like 64, didn't he?
Yeah, I suppose.
So
it's going to be one of them. Foden, Kev, chat. Philip Foden.
I hate him playing against us.
He's one to keep an eye on. Like tomorrow, we can get a result tomorrow, a proper result. It's about shutting him down, really. I think Dominic Szoboszlai's probably got one of the most important jobs tomorrow, as he has done already this season, in terms of just closing down those spaces, closing down Foden, man marking him, really, if you possibly can. And I think if we can kind of swarm him, and let's nibble, to say the least, that's me being kind, at that fella playing right wing or right attacking midfield, Bernardo Silva. I absolutely despise him.
You're not me both, Jack. I don't think I've disliked the player in that long since probably Gary Neville when he was in the United shirt.
Oh, yes. I don't know. Quickly on Foden, Kev. Do you watch it for see? Do you anticipate him to? It's a big picking up the mantle really from Kevin De Bruyne. That's so difficult in itself because Kevin's been so good over the last 5-6 year period. Well, longer than that anyway. But do you anticipate him to step into the pressure? Obviously, he's done really well, Foden. He's won numerous he's won Champions League, won numerous Premier Leagues as well. But do you think he can be the man to replace Kevin De Bruyne, or do you think?
No, it's very hard. He's a different type of player completely.
In terms of pressure as well, possibly. Or?
Yeah, he loves the club, so they'll get full commitment out of him. But at the end of the day, De Bruyne, he had stride, he had a passing game about him. He could take a strike from anywhere. He's a good player. Like, I mean, for me in the league, he's, as an overall type of player, he's probably second best to Gerrard. And I think he just even cuts ahead of Lampard in that regard. And then you go down along the lines to Vieira and Pires and all of these type of players, and then you get down to Scholes and stuff. Because I don't know I don't know how anybody puts Scholes in the bracket as the same as Gerrard and Lampard. Makes no sense. Great player, don't get me wrong, fantastic player. But United fans didn't even like him enough to give him player of the season at their club for the whole period of time he never got a player of the year. He never got a nomination for a Ballon d'Or. Nothing.
Yeah, Scholes has been on record numerous times himself on video. I do like the combination of him and Cara on the overlap.
Yeah, I do. I like him.
The thing with Scholes is hence why he probably doesn't have a lot of mates at United at this moment in time. In terms of hierarchy, he's just so honest. He just says, they're absolutely appalling. They're atrocious. He's been saying it for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Whereas you've got Rio and certain other, and even Gary Neville. There's like all of us as football fans with all of our teams, you get a bit too positive certain seasons, but he's called it for the last 10 years really.
Well, he said it. He's called it like he can see it. He reads it like a book. This is why you give Paul Scholes props. He said it when he said, if United, I forget who they were playing before that. If United play like this against Liverpool on Sunday, they could be 4-0 down at half time. Came to Sunday, Liverpool ended up winning the game 5-0 away at Old Trafford, and they were 4-0 down at half time. And he called it. He called it like straight out. And he's called it numerous times since. It's just he knows how the club works. He knows how his own club works. That's why Keno likes him, and even the lads get along with him because he's just honest. Yeah. So I'll take that. I like him in the overlap as well. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. It's so Damo, mad one, really, even being honest, Damo, one of the best ball playing centre halves, can play centre half, goalkeepers. I think obviously Manuel Neuer speaks for himself in terms of how he's very much revolutionised the game since he come through with Schalke, and obviously went to Bayern Munich, I think, and obviously what he done for the German national side speaks for itself. Will go down as one of the best, but I think in Ederson, in terms of the way in which City have wanted to play, I know everyone speaks about Kevin De Bruyne and the other players that have played, Aguero and that, but I think in terms of what Ederson, like Aguero's impacted City, and even Ederson's impacted City, I think he's been the best ball-playing goalkeeper. And if it wasn't for Ederson, you look when Ortega's gone in goal and other goalkeepers have gone in goal in recent seasons, Kev. But I think he's going to be gone, and I think obviously he's going to be going Saudi at the end of the year.
Yeah, 100%.
He's had a big fall now, but how have you gauged? He's a top goalkeeper, but I think obviously Alisson's better, but I think in terms of what City have needed from their goalie, you look at Valdez at Barcelona with Pep Guardiola. He was instrumental in terms of the way in which Pep wanted his goalkeeper Valdez at Barca, and I think Ederson's very similar, mate. He's yeah. Are you watching the game?
I'm watching it, yeah. When I'm listening to you, but no. Look, Ederson kind of dropped off a cliff a bit for me, but I think a lot of players in City did because they lost key players this season. I think De Bruyne, we know he's dropped off a cliff. Rodri with his injury, and once that doesn't work in the team, the rest of them, they don't want to do the extra work. And I think that's it's 2-1 Villa. And I think, yeah. So I think that's where Asensio's second goal. He's played brilliantly, by the way. So I think it was just inevitable for some of these players. I'm just surprised it hasn't happened to Bernardo Silva, but he's kind of older. So yeah. He's got a bit of an older head in his shoulder, but I can't stand Bernardo just because of how he acts. He's a bit of a petulant child when it comes to playing. But Ederson, I've never really seen him as a great shot stopper anyway.
Yeah, in terms of Alisson,
he's just been good with his feet. That was it. Yeah, Alisson is like way better goalkeeper. But yeah, that's the only way I can see it. Maybe when Alisson first came in, he was brilliant with his feet. Remember that game against Brighton when he flicked the ball up over your man's head and he was doing all of these little half turns, and then when he got unstuck against that game against Leicester, where he lost the ball and led to a goal and had his hand out. So yeah, there we go. Oh, there's Niall. How's it going, Niall?
Sorry, Dave.
James, how are we? How long
are you sitting in there? I didn't even see him there, did you?
I
was observing from a distance.
Okay.
Shout me outside my window. Lot. Do apologise, mate. Massive thank you, bud. It's been a long time. I haven't spoken to you in a while, mate. But we're flying, lads, aren't we? I say. Yeah, I bet you're buzzing at all of us anyway, mate. But yeah, just a bit of a synopsis of this season, mate. What you been your thoughts really in terms of? Oh, there we go. He's got it ready. I'll tell you what. How much
Arsenal
was that?
Fans look away.
Yeah, I was looking at buying one of them a while back. Where did you get that, Neil?
No, the cousin Mark runs a Hogan Elite trophy hire. So he rents out the trophies, for charity events and all that kind of stuff. And also, what he does is when they get a little bit damaged, he hands them off to me. Then I have a World Cup up there as well that looks pretty cool, but it's actually missing the back of the globe and stuff. So it isn't me, but this is kind of cool. I dropped by the Etihad on the way home from work today. I backed up the truck and just took it out. Trophy cabinet. It's on the way. Let's go, boys. I'm here for it. It's all good. Yeah.
Oh, do you have nice panels behind you, Niall?
That's wallpaper.
Oh, it's a wallpaper. It looks like because I'm actually changing all of this to these, those slat panels with the lights on them. I'm actually changing it. They're very nice, yeah. So I'm picking up them. I just looked in the background and goes, hey, Niall's got similar to what I'm going to get. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So
I went cheap. As they say. But it looks the part. They really
does look the part. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, they're very cool. Very cool.
Now, Arne Slot, tell you.
Yeah.
We spoke back end of last season about obviously Jurgen Klopp and how disappointing it was, but what a job he's done, mate, Annie. For you.
It's incredible. I think if he does eventually get this over the line, I think it's really incredible. I think a lot of people are actually playing it down quite a bit and stuff like that. And I think what he's achieved, I know he's come into a really, really good squad and stuff like that as well. But I think the narrative from everyone at the start of the season will be, look, as Liverpool fans, we're not going to accept a massive drop off and stuff like that. But a lot of people were predicting that, like, obviously Klopp gone, the relationship and the friendship he had with the squad, and how devastated and disappointed they were, and how the season ended last season and all that kind of stuff. We were kind of thinking, right, we'll give it a good go. Might be a little bit of silverware there for us and just kind of solidify a top four spot. Little did we know that all these things in the season were going to happen, and that we were going to start so well and be so positive. And, you know, a lot of the players came back, some that we questioned at the tail end of last season came back, and they were rejuvenated and ready to go, and we didn't sign anyone. And I can say that again, we definitely didn't sign anyone. Just saying. I did say this with you boys on the show in August. What are we doing? We're going to hold off a little bit longer on buying the jersey. Let's just say.
I know.
It's interesting, and it's amazing what a result can do today to change the narrative. The narrative the other day has been, you know, I've seen people going in on Dom because he passed the ball to Darwin. Crazy stuff. I've seen people losing their mind because we drew PSG. And I'm thinking, lads, this is Liverpool. We're Liverpool football club.
Best time to be a Red.
Yeah,
they don't watch football. Let's call it a spade a spade.
And I have lads absolutely shown their bum about PSG, and I'm thinking, what are you worried about, lads? And we've the second leg in Anfield. Does no one remember the Barcelona night? Does no one remember the Dortmund night? What the hell are we going on about here, you know? And I think what happened was there was a bit of anxiety as Arsenal drew a little bit closer to us, and I get that. But look, it's been an amazing season so far. If we can win that Carabao Cup against Newcastle, if we can push on in the Champions League, obviously, if we do push on, we're probably going to meet, by the looks of things, Real, I would imagine, back against the old enemy again. We gave them a bit of a going over earlier in the league campaign and stuff like that, and it is kind of weird how punished we got and stuff like that, wasn't it? Getting PSG after winning the thing and stuff like that. You were nearly thinking, God, if we win this league, we should nearly get a bye to the quarterfinals. We shouldn't even be in the round of 16. It was weird, you know. So it was just, but yeah, there's been a lot of anxiety. Obviously, we've tossed away a few points over the last number of weeks with draws, but we haven't been losing them. We've been creating lots of chances. And I said on a podcast last week, we're going to give someone a hiding.
Yeah.
Because eventually all these chances we're creating are going to hit the back of the net. And
there's a reason as well, Niall. There's a reason as well that remember, PSG are down there and Real Madrid are down there for a reason. It's because they were poor. They didn't play well. And if you don't play well, you're down there. So regardless of who we get, you were saying it's more of a punishment. I just think they deserve to be where they are because they were crap. So it's that simple. But sorry, anyway, continue on. Sorry.
No, absolutely. And I just think I'm really looking forward now to the push to May and the European campaign. Keep everything going, you know, keep the guys up. And you know, I get some of the pile on Darwin a little bit, but he's one of our own. And I think in the next 12 weeks, I think Darwin's going to pop up with some really important goals.
Yeah.
And although he may or may not leave in the summer, depending on what way the club wants to go, I think there'll be some serious moments from him over the next 12 weeks, which will be absolutely clinical to us in getting over the line. And I just think the pile on for me is just, you know, you're a hero at Brentford, you're the enemy at Aston Villa, and it's just it's so weird. This season has just been at times just a little bit kind of flip-floppy from the fan base and stuff like that, and they've kind of let us down a little bit at times where they should be getting behind it. This has been a phenomenal season so far. We've changed out arguably one of the best managers in our history, who's given us some unbelievable times, who brought back the Premier League, won the Champions League, won everything basically. And put together this phenomenal squad and competed year in, year out against a Man City side that apparently no one can compete against. And you know, it's just so weird. Arna's come in, he's tweaked a few little things, he's changed just slightly things, and it's just worked a treat so far. And he's found players out there that can play. Gravenberch has been unbelievable. And McAllister, and you know, he's getting a tune out of Jones, and he's just finding little things in there. And it's just been a joy to follow the club. And I just hate it when a couple of results just don't go away and that anxiety creeps in, and kind of, I don't know whether you call it new fan base or new Reds or whatever you want to call it. Just
it's 100% what it is, man. It's just people that have never been there before, or people that have disappeared for 20 years when we weren't winning anything. If they're older, it's one of them. If they're younger, it's the farmer.
Yeah, I mean, tell me in August.
Pay no attention
if you had been offered this position back in August, you would have bit the hand off someone for it. And especially with Arsenal basically having no front line now, it's just, you can see it today. I wouldn't be surprised if we can beat City tomorrow, get 3 points there. I'd fully expect us to do a number on Newcastle. And I think Arsenal will probably lose to Forest. And I think that will be that then. We'll just rip the heart and soul out of them. And that'll be the end of it. It'll be dusted then at that stage, and we'll just cruise.
Forest can catch him.
Oh, 100%.
53 if he gets there.
This will be the Chris Wood show on Wednesday, and they won't have a lot of answer for it. I'm sure they're hurting tonight already. It's looking like the white flag is half up at this stage. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's just really enjoying it, being there. We've seen it, and it's about time we were back there again, and it's really, really enjoyable. But you boys, I love all the watch-alongs. I'm in Spiders, and I jump into that Anfield Index is really cool as well. Spider stuff on TikTok and all, and we just have to banter in the chat all the time with people who just don't understand football. It's great fun.
Yeah, it is. I'm very surprised at how clueless some of the modern day fans are when they're about football with regards to that. They're so focused on signings they forget that there's a football game to be played. It's nuts.
I think if you're going to tell me that Dominic Szoboszlai was at fault the other night, I don't think I can have a conversation with you. No. I just can't. I just can't. How a 50-50 becomes a 99% chance. I just, you know what I mean? I don't think we're going to change Darwin either. I think he's just an emotional guy. And when it comes to those key moments in front of goal, when it's there for you, I think he just has a million things going through his head, where if he's a fouler or a rush, he's just cold in front of goal. And you just see it, and you see the ball in the back of the net, and you don't see anything around you. You don't see the crowd. You don't see the noise. For that second, everything just freezes, and then it's your moment. Fowler did it for years. Rush did it for years. And unfortunately with Darwin, he's not that cold-blooded, elite kind of finisher. He's a guy who plays on his emotions, and he needs an arm around him. He needs to be hugged, and he needs to be loved, and all this kind of thing. And we need to look at that and just say maybe we need to bring in a cold-blooded killer in front of goal. Really, just not that amount of emotion. Poor Darwin, I see it in him. I mean, his mind must be boggle-minded at times.
In my head, I think of him as an Origi. No,
yeah,
that's the way I think of him, as part of the squad, and he comes in when we need him, and that's it.
And that's why I think for the next 12 weeks, I think he will pop up with key goals and key moments. Yeah. And I think actually, if he does leave at the end of the season and go to Saudi or wherever he's going to go, if it does happen, I think people will look back on it and they'll probably be a little bit sorry in seeing him going, and they'll kind of be a little bit proud, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though, Niall and Kev and Chas. If he wins, if he scores a big contribution in a Champions League final, it'll be his name will be etched in Anfield folklore for the rest of the time, really, miss.
Yeah, hopefully Slot can kind of sort out some of the. You know the way he gets real emotional when he misses as well, and he just wants the ground to eat him up, and he just crouches in, kind of thing. And you look at Fowler talking about it, and obviously Mo Salah and players like that. No, they'll try 3 or 4 times. They'll create 3 or 4 great chances, but when that one killer one is there, they take it, and they don't let all the other ones that they miss. Like Mo Salah would never dwell on a miss. Mo Salah is looking for the next opportunity, and that's what makes him elite compared to Darwin, whereas Darwin will dwell on the one that's missed because he's probably running around the pitch for that last 10 minutes thinking, I'm going to get a pile on Instagram, I'm going to get a pile on wherever I am on social media, everyone's going to hate me, all this kind of thing and all, and he's dwelling on that, and all of a sudden more chances come his way and he's just out of the game, his mind is gone. So it's a shame, really, but I think he'll pop up, and I think he'll score some real chances. I think it'll be a Origi, like what you said, Spider. I think it could happen.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Ricky's comments. I call out Ricky. Ricky, get on the stream, lads. I'll drop.
Well, he's not it. Well, first of all, Darwin wasn't 85 million. There was all talk about 100 million, but he was 64 million. That was it. Yeah. He was only going to be 100 million if we won stuff with him, like big stuff with him, and it wasn't. But even saying that, what else are we going to call him? Or number 1, number 9? Yeah. He's not scoring enough goals. Jota is, so he lost out these. I don't give a shit how much somebody costs. This is the mindset I'm talking about. Yeah. If you're there, But who cares if one player costs 64 and the other fella costs 20? If the 20 million pound player is doing better than the 64 million pound player, he's our number one. That 64 million pound player is the second string. It's as simple as that.
Football fans have become accountants, haven't they? It's madness. Madness.
As Roy Keane says,
what did Robbo cost us?
Nothing.
Yeah. Do your job. Get some goals. There we go, Darwin. Do your job, and as you said,
Ricky says absolute nonsense.
Ricky's probably sat on his bed, lad.
What? Hang on, Ricky. So, wait. Let me just say this. Right. So, I'm going to ask Ricky a question.
Oh.
Alexander Isak comes into Liverpool, right? Right, and we buy an aging Jamie Vardy for about 10 million, right? All of a sudden, Jamie Vardy scored 25 goals a season. Alexander Isak has got 4. Who's getting picked first? That's your answer. It doesn't matter how much anybody costs. It's whoever's playing better for the shirt. Is what it is. It's the mistake to buy the player in the first place with that kind of money, but it doesn't mean that they don't deserve the position if they're scoring goals. That's just how it works. I know, Jesus. I know if I was scoring more goals, I'd be expected to be in there.
We're not necessarily saying he's a Rigi. We're saying he's popped up at times. Two goals against Newcastle.
Ricky, I don't think you're listening properly, Luz. And don't worry, chat. I know Ricky anyway. He speaks to one of the regular, winds me up, and I winds him up. But yeah. Listen,
no, he answered Ricky again. No, it's not advice. I'm giving you a scenario of how it works. So if Nunez is there, Nunez cost us 64 million, and Jota cost us 45, and he was the less player, but he's scoring the most goals. He's now our number one choice. You play whoever's in form. That's just it. That's my point. I'm just trying to take 2 people that aren't even at the club because it's just to take the Nunez scenario out of people's heads.
And going to this one, I'm loving Dominic Szoboszlai. I said, I've held my hand up all season. I said, but I think every Liverpool fan had this same notion about Dominic Szoboszlai, and people that say that he didn't, they're absolutely kidding themselves, really. Dominic Szoboszlai coming into this season, he needed a big season. A bit similar with Darwin Nunez. It wasn't working last year with Dom. Obviously, inconsistency, changing of manager didn't help. But what we've now got, Con, and we can all agree, is we've got a manager that knows how to get the best out of players. Like with Jurgen Klopp, you'd look at some players and go, "What are you doing, Jurgen, with some players?" But with Arne Slot, look at what he's done with Elliott. He's not favouring them. Similar with Nunez, Diaz will probably be gone in the summer. Some of the other players on the fit injuries, but Dominic Szoboszlai now, as long as he stays fit, I think the last evolution or the evolutions really now for Dominic Szoboszlai is if he can start contributing on a consistent level, say if he can get 10 goals, 10 assists on an average, that will be the next evolution for Dom, mate. He's had a much better season. What's your thoughts on Dom this season?
Yeah, well, the way Slot has changed it as well, and we talk about these slight little changes he's made. Like Dom is playing with a freedom now. He's released. He's not entrenched in that kind of just that midfield role. And you'll see at times he's playing much more forward. He's nearly like a box-to-box player. His work rate is unbelievable as well. And you see him like, you know, he can be attacking 1 minute in the opponent's box and the next minute he's back defending, blocking something, you know, and he's just his energy that he brings and everything else. Yeah, we'd like to see a little bit more out in that final product and stuff like that and all. And that will come, but he has a kind of a license and a freedom under Slot to play and go out there and express himself. And I think maybe that was something that he struggled with last year because it was more of a kind of a compacted midfield that they wanted to operate kind of and breaking the transitions and all these kind of different things and all. I think with Dom now, I just think he's just they've released him basically, go out there, express yourself, and like he's a big part of everything that happens out there on the pitch at times.
A free roll, isn't it?
Yeah, his work rate is exceptional. You know
it's brilliant.
God knows how many kilometers he covers and stuff like that and all. And yeah, we need to keep him fit because he does put in the hard yards.
And that's what we're needing, mate, isn't it? And just
and lads, we're doing this without strikers. I'm just saying, like the Jota's only got 5 goals this season. Nunez only got 4. You know, we're not talking in these kind of, you know, in these scenarios, and we're winning the league with this scenario. You know, where the wingers have just done phenomenally well,
like
and the backup from midfield.
Yeah, speaking of Szoboszlai as well, man, spot on, Kev. I think Gakpo as well. I don't know how you lads felt. I have loved him since he's come in. I think it was just a moment of time, and especially obviously the great work Arne has done already in the Eredivisie with obviously AZ and obviously with Feyenoord. He knows how to get the best out of Cody, and I think we've seen that in the last couple of months, really, and hence why we're scratching around thinking hopefully he's playing tomorrow, because I think if he can play on the pitch, I think he'll be massive. But Scouse, how are we, lads? I love it we beat them. Absolutely love it tomorrow. Yeah, go into that. And I tell you, all of us will be absolutely on cloud nine if we can get a couple of goals tomorrow. And yeah, let's enjoy and bask in the result tonight before we go to bed. Let's watch as much Arsenal fan content as we can, because we will be there. We will be there. I'll have to get your speakers over. But yeah, there we go. Ricky, I can send you. There we go, lads. There we go. Absolutely love it. Ricky, get on the screen.
I already explained that. Yeah, it's not the point of just comparing. I'm talking about price ranges and comparison to players, that if somebody's doing better than others, then they should be picked first. It's that simple.
Yeah, this is fake news propaganda from the Cop Council here. Absolute waffle. No, I don't. What I want from certain individual players, similar with Nunez, as now said, we all want much improved quality of performance. And I think for a club, the standard in which we've set the standards, Kev, we need to be playing. We're not, I think we know how Jurgen Klopp's management was. These aren't Arne Slot's players, let's be honest. There's going to be a lot of rotation in the summer. And what we need, especially if we come off the back of a league-winning season, and let's hope we do well in Europe, but the levels have been set, have been over the last couple of years. We've just got to keep that level now. Like, we can't be just going, the injury prone. I don't want another 12 months of seeing Gomez get injured again. Don't think anyone wants. I don't think even Gomez wants to see that himself.
Yeah. Like the club maintains. That's the only thing I can say. It maintains itself. It has a good trajectory each season. It has a main goal of aiming for that top two and trying being in competition for that top spot at the end. Let's call a spade a spade. If City weren't around and weren't funded like they were funded, Liverpool winning the league. At least, 6 out of the last 8 or 9. Yeah. I'd say easily, yeah. I think 6 out of the last 8 or 9 easily, I think, because of how results comparison, even in seasons where we were probably dropped out to 3rd or 4th. So, yeah, it easily 5 or 6 titles extra to us, in comparison. So, and, most fan bases should be actually thanking us, to be honest with you. Because, as I said before, and I've said this 100 times, this league would be a farmers' league if it wasn't for us in the last 10 years.
This is PSG levels without us.
Yeah.
This is PSG levels without us.
So. Pretty much.
And even United under Ferguson certain years as well, before Wenger and all that. Like it was ridiculous. Well, there's that debate. That's another show for another night. The levels, like where did he stack up in comparison to now? I don't think we'll probably do a show on that in a couple of weeks as well, in terms of the levels, lads. We spoke about Forest, spoke about Bournemouth, the level of manager, the level of players as well now currently playing at most clubs, ridiculous. And that's only going to bode well, hopefully, for Liverpool in the next couple of seasons, and even teams will knock points off us over a couple of years as well.
Well, won't it be lovely if we see Forest and Bournemouth and all in Europe next year?
That would be amazing.
How lovely will that be? How things are changing and people are getting an opportunity and teams are being rewarded, the likes of Iriola and all, being rewarded for a real good season in management and all that kind of stuff and all. That would be just cool. See Nottingham Forest back in the Champions League. Imagine the Champions League anthem being played at the City Ground. That just classic stuff, like, you know what I mean? We've seen it already, how good it is with Aston Villa back in there and stuff like that. And it's a changing of the guard as well, because you can see a lot of these teams now, how good they're performing scout wise and in the market and how well they're being coached and stuff like that. And yeah, obviously City have had a drop off because they aged out their squad. We're quite familiar with that and things we've done as well. But like you see the likes of United absolutely in the doldrums. God knows when they're going to come back. Easily. Listen, we tried to convince ourselves down through the years about this kind of thing, and look at how long it took us. So we don't take anything for granted, and we understand exactly that position, and we're well aware of how long it took ourselves. So yeah, but it's just so refreshing to see them up there. It's so refreshing to see Brighton and Bournemouth and Brentford and all these teams doing so well, and hopefully getting rewarded for it as well. So it's it's a cool time. The Premier League is really exciting at the moment. I know some people will say, "Oh, well, it's Liverpool going to win the league, and Arsenal have now dropped off now." But there's so much more to enjoy about the football in there at the moment. If you're a football fan and not just a fan of your own team, it's a really exciting season.
Yeah, I'd say even at that, because there's 5 positions up for grabs now with the the Fair Play Award with the extra Champions League kind of thing going to us.
Hopefully, there was talk about that though, wasn't there? Because the 3 English teams are all on the one-sided draw, that might affect if the 3 went out.
Yeah,
but I don't know. But hopefully, we get that 5th spot. So,
you'd hope then that Aston Villa get to meet us or something in the next round, and Arsenal get to meet us after that, and then you're talking that they so we'd want to hope to play Aston Villa and Arsenal really in the next few things, get the extra spot in the league, but also that would just create a massive competition, always down as far as 9th for the rest of the league, really, wouldn't it, to get those 5th spots? So
also the thing about something like that, Spider, as well, it sends a huge message to the market for the summer as well.
Yeah,
the Premier League is the place to come. All these teams would be attracting in top talent then and stuff like that, So. Yeah, it's really it's a really exciting time at the moment for the Premier League, and
I seen the Italian league take a boost from it last year because they got the coefficient last year and the extra position. They got a lot of influx.
It's a resurgence in Italy, which is good to see. In terms of you are seeing the quality there. Check that out if you haven't seen the league. Lads, I get your score prediction. I forgot to ask K-Mac. Kev.
K-Mac said 2-0 anyway, Jack.
Oh, did he? Oh, do you know? Yeah. Kev, are you going? What are your score predictions tomorrow? Here you go.
I'm going to say 3-1 us.
No. Cool.
That's what I was thinking. 3-1. City potentially getting a player sent off as well.
Oh, let's hope so. I go 2-1. I think it might be a bit of a cagey one. I think Pep's gonna probably sit at home, think about a million outcomes. Really. You haven't seen the Warnock interview as well. Obviously, top interview. Warnock has a load of notes in his hand, but he just doesn't use them. It's a conversation. It's good to see a bit of personality from Pep. It's interesting because it's always good to see. I know everyone's like loving Arne Slot at the minute in terms of his personality. If you go to the Sky Sports comment section below, but everyone was the same when Klopp said that. When Klopp come in, everyone absolutely hated him after a year outside of Liverpool. They were like, "Oh, he just moans about referees." Being a top manager.
I wonder tomorrow how the players are going to react to Pep's press conference. He kind of shoved a few of them under the bus, didn't he? In his press conference, I don't know if you've seen his presser. Like, he spoke about these players aged out, finished, done, all this kind of thing. Nearly listing the guys off. Only short of naming them. Like, didn't look good.
Has he ever been in that position? No, don't know. In terms of, you look at that Barcelona side, like, I think he left at the right moment. Obviously, he didn't stay past what he's doing at City now. It's obviously, he's revolutionized this City team every 2-3 years. But obviously, it's easy when you've got that money. It's not like he's at Stoke and he's winning the league and he's having to replenish, sell to buy. Really, he's never been in that position. But
he spoke about Klopp being his dance partner and brought the best out in him. He might have been wise to leave when his dance partner left instead of sticking around and becoming a villain.
Yeah. We got the PSG or someplace like that and just relax for the next couple of years. Just because they'll walk the league every single year. So he could put out a second string nearly in the French League One and win the league still put him out for half a season, then play the top team for half a season and win the league still. And he could concentrate on winning the Champions League with him.
He'll probably go international, will he? He'll want something maybe a bit more part-time.
Spain, I'd say, yeah.
He'll still get huge money anyway, but it'll be part-time and he'll be able to handle it.
It could nearly be in the next, not this World Cup, but the next maybe European Championship. It could be like Klopp versus Guardiola again.
I could visualise him in the French league, just horizontal on a bench asleep for most of the match. It wouldn't do anything for him at all.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't have thought so.
I just see what else he can go. Would he go to Italy?
Italy.
Well, that would be interesting to see. Is style in the Italian league? It would work because obviously he's worked in the Premier League. But
there's only two places he hasn't really been. When you think, Bayern, he went from Bayern to City, sure. So, the only place I can see him going really that's worth the salt is Italy, and last ditch scenario is probably France. Out of all those top tier leagues,
we might get some fun in the summer if Carlo leaves the job at Real Madrid. Imagine if Pep was linked with it. Imagine there would be war, absolute war.
He wouldn't do that just out of principle.
They'd never hire him either.
I find it mad that the way they kept imagine if a Liverpool manager won 3 Champions Leagues back to back. Do you imagine Zidane and he just got rid of him. But I suppose that's the mentality of Madrid, like the way they're around and that. But
it's like you spoke about, Jack. We have an opportunity this summer to build on what we have and build on that success. That's what we didn't do when Jurgen was there. Yeah, now these owners have to step up and do it now for Arne. And if they do that, then we do have an opportunity of going back to back on some of the stuff.
Yeah, that's what the lads are probably waiting on, lads. Like Trent, he's a scouser, he loves his football club, but he's, as you said there now, we've done how many shows have we done over the years about transfer windows? Are we going to get this player and that? It's like Klopp would have won more if he just got that extra. We're not asking for 10 players. We were just asking for like 2 or 3 £30-40 million players to come in and give Fabinho a rest, give Henderson a rest. Like, he probably is fall off. Like, it's mad what's happening with Henderson. That's another show in itself. Obviously getting booed at Ajax and him wanting to go to Monaco and all that. But did you see the interview that he was given in terms of a couple of weeks ago? That was my
about moving clubs and that. Yeah,
the Dutch press are very to the point. He's not got he has in the English media. Like, it's mad.
They don't hold their punches at all. But I was going to say something else there now, and I completely forgot what I was going to say. What was that? No, it was something cool, but I forget what it was. I'll come back to me in a minute.
Right. Obviously about Pep or owners or spending or re-jog your memory.
There will be
managers.
I'll get there in a second.
Oh, good. Right. It's been an absolute pleasure, lads. Thank you. Niall, I get you to shout at your channel in a sec. Obviously, K-Mac obviously did join as well. Mark, all the lads' links will be in the description. So if you are watching this on the VPs, please do head over, support the lads. Lads have been supporting me on numerous years as well, all years, and everyone that's head over to Anfield Index this season as well, and has given them the support. And obviously, some of you have discovered them for the first time. So, not just on my streams, but everyone, I do see a load of comments heading over as well. So, much appreciated as always. Niall, obviously, you're absolutely smashing it at the minute, mate. I do tune in when I do get time as well, mate. Obviously, not just Liverpool shows, just as wrestling and everything, mate. Just shout out where everyone can find you, please, bud.
Yeah, it's the upper tier across all the platforms. You'll get us there. We do the Monday show as the review of all the weekend's action. Thursday, we do Thursday Tier Talk. That's the previews and reflecting on all the European games or the midweek games. And we do a little Beat the Bookie where we give picks and tips and stuff like that. And also, they're the two main shows. Then either Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on the Liverpool game, we do a Pro Wrestling Weekly where we take a look back at all the latest pro wrestling news and all that kind of stuff as well. So just something a little bit different. And then the Shankly sessions within the upper tier is the Liverpool podcast. And that's where you'll find all the Liverpool content that goes out generally on a weekly basis.
Jack's on mute.
You're on mute, Jack.
Bit of peace for yous anyway, and everyone. Yeah, do you do watch-alongs now for the wrestling? I was going to say they'll do well. I know we're busy with work and that, but it maybe do I tell you, they do really well, miss.
Yeah, would you?
Yeah, it's just they're so long. They're so long. Yeah. That, like most of the pay-per-views are 4 hours plus.
Sometimes you could just sit there with it on and then answer the odd question and slow down the chat, you know. Yeah. But I have a mate. I told you about him before, didn't I? Dead End Old. To go on the Scottish guy. I was on with him last night now, and he'll get thousands of people watching him at the same time when he's doing the wrestling stuff, you know. So you get it. The only thing that I watch every year in the wrestling when I get it, and sometimes I might miss it, I would rewatch it back, is the Royal Rumble. I just like 30 fellas beating the crap out of each other inside the ring. That's the only thing I really, and I used to love it. Like, I was addicted to wrestling all of it up until the Attitude Era, and then I just kind of I got into the Navy and military and all that kind of stuff, and I headed off elsewhere. And I missed the storytelling that was involved in it, because it used to be brilliant storytelling. So yeah,
it's the maddest one with obviously Speed. He's one of the biggest. Well, if he's the biggest. I know people don't like him, but he is an entertainer. He's mad.
He's an act. That's an act.
What an audience.
Yeah,
he posted a clip of that spear he took at the Rumble or whatever it was. Yeah. 300 million views in 24 hours.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's insane. Yeah. Insane. No,
that's what he can do.
You see why all these lads are invited onto wrestling now? That's where the money goes. Do you think wrestlers back in the day, from when Vince McMahon and it was really like thought about as being a family and orientated, that they would brought somebody into the ilk of a YouTuber to appear on their shows. No way. They bring in Mike Tyson and they bring in heavyweight champions of the world at Real Sports. But even up until Ronda Rousey, I think after that happened with Ronda Rousey, you started seeing YouTubers being brought in because that's where the market went to. And that's what I kind of see everything now going with the wrestling, especially, with the takeover, with what happened with Vince and what happened with everything going on. And an actual dip in the market of how, poor wrestling was received in recent years. So, I just think it was the only way that they could go to was to your, what's he called? Those, the brothers, who's in it.
I like watching UFC. That's good.
That's Jonas. No, I'm talking about the wrestler. What's your man's name? You owns Prime, along with them. All of them. Logan Paul, yeah. Yeah, them boys are involved in it now. Once they got them involved, there's Speed involved. There's, they're all there now. So,
yeah, big up there as well. Jay, 2-1 Villa. Nice. Yeah, big result for them. Let's have a little. Can I get the table up? Let's have a quick look before we shoot off. There we go. Where are they? Where Villa in terms of that result for them? So that result puts them obviously Chelsea. Chelsea got a game in hand, I think. Have Villa played one more? Or
Villa played one more. Yeah,
one more from during the week, Arwen.
Yeah, and so if Liverpool can beat City as well, everyone from 5th to 10th or 9th or whatever, they'll be wanting the result for City. That's looking tasty. That top 4, top 5 spot as well, and that's only.
Arsenal's game in hand is Manchester United.
Is it
in March? Yeah.
There you go. So fingers crossed.
Isn't it mad how far you have to scroll?
Oh yeah.
Keep on scrolling, and lads come back to us in 5 minutes. Oh, there they are. Isn't it insane?
Because Ipswich, yeah.
In the nuts to think that the fact that how poor Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich have been when they came up, right? How poor they've been that we could actually be talking about Manchester United, West Ham, and Wolves going down this season. Because I think if anybody else was kind of stepping up, that'll just tell you. Because normally when teams come up, at least 2 of them survive. 1 to 2 of them survive. But this time around, it's not looking like any of them are surviving. So,
is that all the promotion teams? It is.
Yeah. Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton, they're so poor this season when they came up in the standard. And they talk about how good the championship's gotten. But that's a poor turnover from any team coming up. For 3 teams to go down immediately after coming up.
You're also, those teams sold off a lot of players as well. And they didn't speculate to stay in. They didn't spend that good Premier League money. You look at it.
Just goes to show you how much we were kind of giving out about Forest a couple of seasons ago when they bought 20 players. Now look what they've done for themselves,
It is a gamble though, isn't it? But look where they are. If they get European football, that you can bet by chance next season in the summer window, they'll be spending under 150 million again. They're not like Liverpool where they just keep their money for the rainy day and not give it out to contracts.
How cool would it be if the season ended now and we had those as the top 5?
That would be amazing.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Maybe Villa up there as well and City drop out. That'd be cool. Maybe.
Who's playing tomorrow? Because I know we create when we play City tomorrow, we go to 27 as well until such time as
Newcastle and Forest, isn't it?
That's a
Newcastle and Forest tomorrow is the 2 o'clock game.
That's a big game in itself as well. Jeez.
That's nuts. Is that a 4:30 kickoff? Who hasn't played today?
No, 2 o'clock.
No, it's we're 4:30. 2 o'clock.
Yeah, we're at.
Oh yeah, what am I saying? It's us. I kept thinking it was a win today. You know what I mean? That's what's in my head. It felt like a win today. Oh, they did. So it's only 2 games tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just to end on that, just Everton above Manchester United. Yeah, just leave it at that. Somehow, I don't know. Yeah.
IDF have to go down, man, for the last 2 seasons. How they're surviving, I don't know.
Yeah, lads, thank you for tuning in for this long. Everyone, there's 8 people still in there, but for the lads on the panel, much appreciated as well. Kev, please shout out your socials as well, where everyone can find you.
Yeah. You'll find me on tomorrow. I'll be on Spider LFC on YouTube. I'll be at Irish Spider Guy on Twitch. I'll be at Spider LFC on Facebook. And you'll find me at Spider or Spider LFC. You'll find me on TikTok live tomorrow. I'll be going from about 4:15. And my gaming streams come back this week, which is great. So I'll be starting gaming streams at the end of the week this week to coincide with coming into the summer, which is great.
Happy days there, lads. I know like you do like your gaming as well in the chat. So please do support Niall and Kevin. Obviously, K-Mac did the tune in as well. K-Mac's channel links, all the lads' channel links, if you are watching on the repeats, are in the description. So please head over. Niall's live most nights as well. Kev's obviously live on the watch-alongs, and obviously keep on pushing him. I've pushed him to TikTok, and he's done it. And yeah, we're going to actually start getting him to do some content as well on his channel. Get it out there, lads. Yeah,
TikTok audience is wild, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my
TikTok audience is wild.
My TikTok audience is nuts, dude. It's nuts. But I get him, man. I give him an opportunity to come in. But I always say my slogan on there is quality, not quantity. So I don't care about the amount of people in there. And sometimes there's 50,000, 60,000 people who come through the channel, right? As I'm watching it. And then, there could be 200 or 300 that stay there at a time, because, some people will log off, another 5 will log on, another 10 will log off, another 5 will log, it just goes that way the whole stream. But then there's other guys that will pop in and they'll say the most random things. I'll school them for a little bit. And if they still don't get the message, then I let them go. And I'm just saying,
it's so argumentative, aren't they?
Yeah, and but I always have them by the balls. That's the good thing, so which is great.
Absolutely,
Well done, West Ham. We will be watching Match of the Day, and we'll be consuming all the great Arsenal content out there.
Yeah.
Like, you know me, you two lads, and you know me. I don't dwell on social media. The most I use, Twitter or X or whatever, is just to post the links, and I don't. Yeah, because you're there to fall off all into Birkenhead, mate, because some of the stuff. But it will be fun to have a little gander tonight. But Eds, whatever happens tomorrow, long way to go. But after this result today, it's give us a bit more leeway, really, to say the least. But if we can go there tomorrow, lads, and everyone watching, enjoy the game tomorrow, and let's hope the Reds and Arnie Schlott's men can very much come back to Merseyside with all 3 points down the motorway. But it will be a big statement. But nice one there, Damon. Much appreciated to everyone on the panel tonight, to the lads. Most importantly, to everyone tuning in tonight as well. As I say, don't just tune into mine. I will be live on Anfield Index as well. Support the lads over there. Everyone on their channel, and support obviously Niall and Kevin and K-Mac on all their streams as well. But big up there. Nice one, Mark, for doing the modern tonight as well. Much appreciated. Yeah, Liverpool's need to win better form next season. Yeah, we'll be back again tomorrow. Up the user line. You've not got a name, you just got a line. But yeah,
I get a lot of those too over TikTok. There we go, fellas with a dot as their name or something. They're like, "Ooh, what's your name, man? Come on."
Big up underscore. Underscore. I'll call you. There we go. And head over. I will be live at 4:00. But nice one there, Mark. Much appreciated. That's clearly bait. Come on, Arsenal for life. That's one of someone's about 20 YouTube accounts that they've got, and that is definitely a troll account. Whoever's just typed that in. But
we don't disagree though. We don't disagree.
We will be there. Let's hope we'll be there.
First Arsenal fan this season. Speaking facts.
Yeah. Oh, it's difficult to find them anyway. But yeah, as Damo said, yeah. Chat, we'll be there. Enjoy. Get the popcorn out tonight, and let's hope tomorrow we'll be hopefully sipping champagne after the full-time whistle. But Reds, Reds, we'll see you later. Lads, thank you for tuning in as well. And everyone, enjoy tomorrow. Whatever happens, we go again. Long way to go. But what a big boost it will be. See you later, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.